We're going back with Muscle Bob Buff Pants. This episode is so good, but let's get right into the mistakes. It's what you guys clicked on this video for, not to hear me yap. So here's the first one, and here's a hint. Pay attention to SpongeBob's clothing, okay? Roll the footage.
SpongeBob SquarePants. It's okay, SpongeBob. I already signed your name in.
Oh, great. Thanks, Andy.
Did you guys catch it? Well, let me explain, because the mistake might not seem like that big of a deal at first, but trust me, it's actually like a pretty bad mistake. So in this scene right here, SpongeBob and Sandy are talking. SpongeBob's having a little drink, and Sandy is going to sign SpongeBob up for a weightlifting competition. Now, for those who don't know, these arms right here are fake. SpongeBob is not actually ripped or jacked. He's actually skipping gym day all the time. These are like fake muscles. So he doesn't actually want to be signed up for the weightlifting competition, okay? Now, as you can see, SpongeBob is wearing his Speedo. This is what's really important here. Remember this. Now, Sandy walks off to go and sign up SpongeBob, and SpongeBob does not like this. He's still wearing his Speedo though, but eventually he gets flung out of the spot, and if you look, just as he hits the pole while chasing after Sandy to stop her, he's randomly in his regular clothing. Now remember, this all happens in a matter of minutes. He's with Sandy here in his Speedo, and then chases after her and gets flung into the pole. So he should still be wearing the Speedo. Like, what did he do? Did he change into his regular clothes while flying through the air? No, this was a mistake, and stay tuned because we got more. Here's another mistake.
Well, maybe I could use a little help. I've created my own workout routine that's giving me amazing results. Whoops. Yeah. I have never felt better.
This next one is just weird. I have no idea how the animators made this mistake, but as I mentioned in the last section, SpongeBob is wearing his bathing suit or Speedo for a large portion of this episode. But here's the issue. Well, at the beach, there are multiple shots where SpongeBob still has the white sleeves from his regular SquarePants outfit, which literally wouldn't be possible. He's wearing shorts or a Speedo. Where are the sleeves coming from? Very weird mistake, but at least it's kind of funny, right guys? Not as funny as this next one though. Roll the footage.
How big do you want 'em? Normal, veiny, and for the ladies, hairy.
Okay, so I will admit this next one is cartoon logic, but when we first get to see these fake anchor arms that SpongeBob orders, okay, there's an inflation meter and there's options for veiny and hairy settings, okay? Kinda cool though, they're like muscles you put on and then you can choose to make them veiny or hairy to look more manly, I guess, I don't know. The problem though is later on when SpongeBob inflates the fake arms and the inflation meter is shown again, those settings are just not there. Anyways though, let's keep it rolling, guys. I've got another episode coming up that has a very spicy mistake, so stay tuned. Next up, we've got Employee of the Month, another old school banger SpongeBob episode, and it has a very spicy mistake. This one's kind of complicated, so I'm gonna roll the clip, but pay close attention, okay? When I come back in, I'll explain it in detail. Roll that footage, baby. Okay, so listen closely. So when we see SpongeBob crying, saying, "How could the quality of my work slip so much?" the frame on the picture of Squidward says January, okay? So if it says January, the frame before it should say December because it goes in order of months. But yeah, if this frame says January, then the frame before it should say December and the one after it should say February. But if you look, the one before it says February. And you want to know how I really know that this is a mistake is if you watch as the scene progresses, the one that says February before January actually changes to December. But let's keep it rolling and head over to another spicy episode with more SpongeBob mistakes. Let's talk about an underrated episode that some of you might not have even seen before. The episode is Chum Bucket Supreme, and it's all about Plankton hiring on Patrick to do social media and advertising for the Chum Bucket. Just imagine Patrick being a manager of anything, dude. Yeah, this episode's really good, so I recommend watching it. You know, Chum is fun, if you know what I'm talking about. But we gotta dive into the mistakes. I feel bad, but we gotta do it, guys. Yeah, here's the first mistake.
Here's your Chum Bucket Supreme. Enjoy.
Okay, this first one's really funny, and this is the type of mistake that I love because it is like a blatant error. Like somebody actually went into like Nickelodeon to do editing, sat down at their desk, and made this mistake. Well, it actually would have been a team of people, but anyways. This dude right here is Frank, my boy Frank, all right? And when he first approaches the counter at the Chum Bucket in this episode, we can see that he's wearing this fresh red shirt right here, a nice clean red tee. Here's the problem though. In the very next shot, all right, when it zooms into the register and we can see a bit of Frank, why is his shirt blue? Here's a side by side. His shirt was red before, as I told you, so it should still be red in this shot right here. But the animators messed up and colored it blue. So yeah, a really funny continuity mistake here that's just very blatant. Like, what? Don't worry though, Chum Bucket Supreme has more. Here's another one. Roll the footage.
Let's see. Q, no P, no Here it is, L. There, it's perfect. Chum is metabolic fuel.
This is a very awkward mistake here, but when Plankton is going through this box of letters here, just rummaging through it, something's missing. Have you guys caught it yet? Yeah, the front door to the Chum Bucket just was not drawn. Plankton's in front of the restaurant, as you can see from this shot here, and not behind it, so the door should literally be right here. I don't even need to do this, but here's a side by side to show you that the door is normally right here. And in this one shot from Chum Bucket Supreme, it is just missing, dude. Really funny. I don't know how Plankton's gonna get in there. Plankton is quite the businessman. I mean, he isn't nearly as good as Mr. Krabs. Like, Mr. Krabs is a very smart guy. Plankton has had some good schemes as well, though, and free samples is a good example of this. With Plankton handing out free samples of his chum to get customers interested. Just it does not really go as planned, and this is what ends up happening to people who eat his chum. Roll the footage. Yeah, I don't want to try any of your free samples, Plankton. What I do want to try, though, is spotting some mistakes in free samples. Here's the first one.
Hey, buddy, I'll try one. What have I got to lose? Oh, dear Neptune's gill sacks, this is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth! Yay!
Did he just say it was good?
When we see Incidental 105, his shirt is red, okay? He's wearing a red shirt. But here's the problem. When we see him again in this shot right here, what's wrong with the shirt, guys? Yeah, it's not red. It turns to pink. His shirt should be red. I doubt Mans is just changing his shirt in the middle of like a free sample apocalypse, so yeah. And here's one more from free samples. This one is an audio error, okay? So listen to the audio. More specifically, this character's voice.
Hey, what did he just say to us?
I just said they're free.
Oh, I thought he said freaks. In that case...
Hey, he's making a run for it! We can't let him get away with this!
Did you guys catch it? I don't do audio errors a lot, so you guys may have missed this one, but if not, don't worry, as it seems that Incidental 41 has two different voices in this episode. There's only one Incidental 41, so they should have one voice. Here, take a listen again, all right? Here's the first voice that they have.
Hey, what did he just say to us? Oh, I thought he said freaks.
All right, remember that, okay? Because here's the second voice that they have.
Hey, he's making a run for it! We can't let him get away with this!
And yeah, they're pretty different, and like I said, dude wouldn't just change his voice in the middle of the episode. The editors definitely messed up a little bit, all right? I hate to call them out, but you guys messed up. You guys slipped a little bit and get exposed. I caught you. You know what I'm also gonna catch, though? More mistakes. Let's head over to this next episode that has a really bad one. we've gotten to see the families of multiple SpongeBob characters. For example, we know SpongeBob's grandmother, who's always got milk and cookies for SpongeBob. She's a really good grandma, by the way, just saying. We've seen Mr. Krabs' mother, Betsy Krabs, and we've even seen Squidward's grandmother, Grandma Tentacles. But in the episode Grandma's Secret Recipe, it's all about Plankton's grandmother, who he kind of just uses to try and get the Krusty Krab secret formula, the Krabby Patty secret formula. What a manipulator, dude. Like, Plankton is just pure red flags. Anyways, this episode has a mistake. All right, pay close attention to Plankton and roll that footage.
I'll go and fix us a nice breakfast, and then we'll spend the whole day together.
It sounds delightful.
Now, it happens really fast, so we're gonna need to slow down the footage a little bit. But whenever Plankton takes off the glasses, the animation glitches a little bit and his one eye disappears when he puts them back on and off. So again, it happens really quickly. It's only just as he's taking the glasses off or just as he's putting them on, but his eye just completely goes poof. Which, I mean, come on, is totally a mistake. His eye should be there the entire time. Like, let's be real, guys. When you put on glasses, your eye doesn't just disappear. And there isn't a line to kind of show that his eyes are closed. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Definitely a mistake. And guys, we've got more mistakes. It's time for the random mistake of the day, baby. We got more Loud House for you. The episode is Flip This Flip, and you want to pay attention to this character, Lola. Pay attention to our girl, Lola, here. More specifically, what she's holding. Let's do this. Roll that footage.
Lola, etiquette.
Did ya guys catch it? So when Lola sips a cup of tea, we can see that the plate for the cup is yellow, all right? Remember this. And it should stay yellow because Lola doesn't change her cup or anything. Here's the problem though, it randomly changes to white in this shot. So at first it's yellow, and then like a couple of seconds later, it just randomly changes to a white plate. A very silly mistake here. I don't know how nobody caught this one because like even when I was watching this episode, it was so obvious. But believe it or not, that's not even it for this episode. Flip This Flip has another mistake. Roll the footage.
Just talk about the weather and wear these fashionable yet technologically advanced socks.
And check out these conversation starting socks from Brainy Loud.
Socks? That's fashion. Lisa, you could have at least consulted with...
This one's interesting, okay? So when Lisa gives Flip the tickle socks, we can see that they have patches right here and right here on the toes and heels. I'm arrowing both parts. But eventually, when Flip shows the socks to the other Loud kids, those patches are just gone and they're just plain blank socks now. Which I mean, isn't a big deal, I guess, but it's still a mistake. And I mean, come on, that plate change mistake was really bad. Next episode is Restraining SpongeBob. I like this episode. I think it's really good. It's all about SpongeBob getting a restraining order from Squidward. And I think you can imagine why SpongeBob is a very annoying neighbor. You know what? Actually, here is just a compilation of what leads to Squidward giving SpongeBob the restraining order in this episode. And then we'll get right into the mistakes.
Okay, Squidward, this should help. I'll catch you. I can fix this.
Yeah, I can't really blame Squidward, but we're not here for that right now. We're here for mistakes and roll the footage. Let's see if you guys can catch this mistake.
Sea berries.
Alright, so as you guys know, Squidward is like the cashier at the Krusty Krab, and this right here, this boat with the cash register, is his workstation. Well, when Squidward goes face first into this pie right here, which is hilarious, if we look closely, we can see that his workstation is just completely missing. They just did not draw it for some reason. Here's a random shot of the Krusty Krab, and as you guys know, it's normally right here. So in this shot, why is it not right here where it should be? It's most likely due to the angle, but yeah, they just forgot to draw it, which is a pretty rough mistake. And guys, I still got more. We got a whole other episode to talk about. Let's keep it rolling and head over to another one. We have Nasty Patty. I love this episode, and we're gonna dive right in. I'm gonna play clips with the first mistake in it, and guys, try to comment the mistake before I come back in and explain it, okay? Roll the footage.
Mr. Krabs, what are we gonna do?
What's this wee stuff? You fed him the tainted patty. Looks like it's the stony lonesome for you.
But you told me to give it to him.
Well, you could have talked me out of it.
This first one is really strange, and I don't have an explanation for why it happens. It looks very weird, but well, SpongeBob tells Mr. Krabs, but you told me to give it to him. If we freeze at the right frame, his nose and part of his left eyebrow quickly turns blue. I guess it like flashes to blue because it goes back to normal like a second after. But dude, look at this frame where his like nose and just, it's blue and it's just not right. This is a mistake, and guys, here's mistake number 2 from Nasty Patty. Roll that footage. Now this one is very easy to miss. So let's take a look at Mr. Krabs right here, and you'll notice Mr. Krabs always wears this like blue shirt right here. He has a white undershirt underneath it, but the shirt itself is blue. But in Nasty Patty, when the health inspector's body slides off the hill that he was buried in, Mr. Krabs' shirt is just randomly white instead of blue. Like I said, like really think about it. If you were watching this episode, you would not notice this, but yeah, that's like incorrect. They probably got the color of his white undershirt and the regular blue shirt like flipped or swapped or something. But yeah, that is incorrect and another mistake. And guys, guess what? I got more mistakes. Here's another one from Nasty Patty.
Hey, hurry up with that patty.
Here you are, sir. Enjoy.
Ah, hello, delicious.
Admittedly, this one isn't as bad as the last two we just covered from Nasty Patty, but it's still a mistake and it's kind of a strange one. So this right here is a Nasty Patty, all right? It's a patty or a burger that's made of the most disgusting stuff Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob could find. But anyways, this is a Nasty Patty and it looks like this. However though, after the health inspector drops the Nasty Patty, it just randomly looks like a normal Krabby Patty now. Here's a side-by-side showing before and after, and yeah, it's just a normal Krabby Patty now when this should still be like a Nasty Patty that's been dropped. So not a big deal at all. It's not a big deal, but it's still a mistake. And guys, we got more. Let's head over to another episode. Enchanted Tiki Dreams is a very underrated episode of SpongeBob. Like, I would not be surprised if half of you have never seen it before. And this episode has one that's very strange. Here's a hint. It has to do with Squidward's bed, okay? Roll the footage. I'll explain in a moment.
Good night. Lamp.
All right, so I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, what's the mistake here? And here's the thing, when it comes to Squidward's bedroom, ever since like the first season of SpongeBob, Squidward's bed has always had this like canopy on top of it. This right here, like a roof to his bed pretty much. It's almost like a gazebo on top of his bed actually. Yeah, Squidward, you're very bougie. But anyways, this has been a part of his bed for like every episode ever since season 1, like every single episode. But randomly in this episode, I guess the animator that was assigned to it forgot about this, as Squidward's bed just randomly is missing it. It's not a big deal, but when you consider the fact that it's always there, it is kind of like strange that they forgot to draw it in this episode. But anyways, I know you guys want like really bad mistakes. You guys are wild. You guys want mistakes that almost got SpongeBob animators fired. So don't worry, I got you. Let's head over to another episode with more banger errors.
I've been training my whole life for the day I could join the Krusty Crew, and now I'm ready.
Next up, we have literally the first episode of SpongeBob ever, Help Wanted, and it has 4 mistakes. Here's the first one.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
No. What could he want?
Go, SpongeBob. Go, SpongeBob. Go, Self. Ah!
Okay, so as you guys just saw, at the very front of the Krusty Krab, like on the door right here, there's this graffiti that's just talking smack about Squidward, calling him a loser. We can see the word loser right here, this arrow, and a cute little doodle of Squidward right there. Remember this, more specifically, the arrow. As after Squidward looks back to see SpongeBob, the arrow and the graffiti is just gone now. Like here's a side-by-side of how it looked before and how it looks now. And yeah, I guess the animators forgot to draw the arrow in this other shot right here, so totally a mistake. And here's mistake number 2 from Help Wanted. All right, so let's take a look at SpongeBob's iconic design, his SquarePants. As you can see, he has the brown part with the belt, and then there's the white part up top here with a white collar. But here's the issue. In the final shot of SpongeBob making Krabby Patties for the anchovies, I'm hungry now, by the way. Like, look at how many Krabby Patties he makes. But yeah, in this shot, if you look closely, SpongeBob's collar turns red randomly, when, like I said, it's supposed to be white. So a little bit of a coloring error here. I don't know why it happened, but it's there. You know what's also there? This other mistake right here. Roll the footage.
The Krusty Krab, home of the Krabby Patty.
SpongeBob, what could he possibly want?
Okay, so this is a bit of a nitpick, especially considering Help Wanted was like literally the first ever episode ever. But normally when we look at the Krusty Krab, all right, outside of the Krusty Krab, there's this giant clam sign, but there's also this yellow enter sign right here. Now, here's the issue, all right? Normally it's right beside the restaurant in this position. Here's a shot from another episode. It's normally right here. But randomly in this episode, I don't know why, probably because it was the first one and they didn't decide where it would be yet, but it's randomly on the road over here. Like I said, kind of a nitpick, but it is still technically a mistake. But again, it's the first episode. So, all right, one more episode from Help Wanted, and then we're gonna head over to another episode, guys. Lots of mistakes coming.
All right, Mr. Krab. All right. All right, Mr. Krab.
I'll be in my quarters, counting out the booty.
Alrighty, so here's the deal, guys. If one of you got hired at the Krusty Krab right now, you'd have to wear your Krusty Krab uniform, which is just this hat right here. It's pretty fresh, and it has like an anchor on it, okay? Remember this. As when Squidward says, Mr. Krabs, that anchor illustration that's normally on his Krusty Krab hat disappears for a split second. Like I'm zooming in and it's gone, but don't worry, it comes right back afterwards. But for that split second, it's just not there. Probably some sort of animation glitch, especially if it returns. But hey, it's still a mistake, and guys, we've got more. Let's head over to our next episode.
Every night I tuck me wallet in and tell it a bedtime story. Good night, Wallety.
Yeah, okay.
This next episode is a banger. It heavily focuses on Mr. Krabs' past. It's called Shell of a Man. It's got 2 spicy mistakes. Let's dive right in. Here's the first one, and try to comment the mistake before I come back in and break it down, all right? Let's do this.
To ever sail the briny deep? There's old Iron Eye. Mutton Chop, me, Torpedo Belly, and Lockjaw Jones.
Yeah, it's really funny, and I'm surprised they made this mistake, but when SpongeBob points to the picture of Mr. Krabs' Navy friend, this picture right here, the picture is in black and white, okay? However, in the close-up of the exact same picture, it's now shown to have a color. When here's a side-by-side, literally like 2 seconds before, the exact same picture is in black and white. So a really funny mistake here. And there's more. Here's mistake number 2.
Why'd you dig up your Navy chest, sir?
Is somebody there?
Okay, listen closely, guys, because this one's kind of complicated. I'm like a major nerd for even catching it. But inside Mr. Krabs' office, he has these flags right here, okay? Now in Shell of a Man, when SpongeBob first stumbles into the office, we can see all of them, and they go in this order. Blue and white with a triangle, this one right here, this yellow one with a black dot, this red one with like a Swiss symbol on it, this blue one with a white X, and then 2 more blue and white triangle ones. Remember this order, okay, and the color of them. As like a minute later, when SpongeBob returns to Mr. Krabs' office and Mr. Krabs is like naked without his shell, not only has the order of the flags, but also the color of them and the types of flags has just changed entirely. Here's a side-by-side of how it looked before and how it looks now. And yeah, a major continuity error here. It is a cartoon, to be fair, but let's keep it moving, guys. I've got plenty of mistakes coming up that you do not want to miss.
Eat it when I give it to you. Which is right now.
That's right. Next up, we have Your Shoes Untied. This episode is all about SpongeBob realizing that he's forgotten how to tie his shoes. This one's a really good episode, and it has really spicy mistakes. Here is the first one, and pay attention to this old man's voice.
What's the holdup?
Did you guys catch it? Okay, so this dude right here is Old Man Walker. He's an iconic SpongeBob character. He's appeared for many years in many episodes, and he always has the voice of an old man. Here's an example from a random episode.
Hey, you!
Top of the morning, oldster.
Hey, I saw you on TV last night.
New brand flakes.
See, he has an old man voice. Here's even another example.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm sure King Patrick could use this walker.
I hope so. Neptune knows I did.
Yeah, that dude is old. But here's the problem. Randomly, okay, and Your Shoes Untied, when Old Man Walker says, "What's the holdup?" to Squidward, he sounds like this.
What's the holdup?
Yeah, why does he have like a young man's voice, especially when he normally has an old man's voice in every other episode? Dude just changed his voice for this one episode and made him sound younger too? Yeah, totally a mistake. And here's mistake number 2 from Your Shoes Untied. Try to comment it before I come back in.
Oh yeah, we are definitely out of here.
Yes!
This is another one that's just like really funny. So yeah, when the customers start to leave the Krusty Krab in the clips you guys just saw, Incidental 67, this guy right here, I'm showing a PNG of him. This is Incidental 67. When everyone's leaving, he wears a pair of pants that are like similar to SpongeBob's, I guess. That doesn't really matter, but just remember that he's wearing pants here. However, though, when the customers are actually leaving, if we look at this exact same fish, Incidental 67, his pants have just magically disappeared. So dude, in the middle of a fast food restaurant, this would be like if you went to McDonald's and you just took your pants off in the middle of McDonald's randomly. Man's really trying to get an extra chicken nugget for sure.
Put the money in the bag! Put it in!
You're facing the wrong way, sir.
Mrs. Puff likes to act like she's the perfect driver, but imagine if she went to jail. Well, that's exactly what happens in the episode Doing Time, where Mrs. Puff goes to jail. She actually sends herself to jail on purpose, though, which is hilarious, just so she doesn't have to deal with SpongeBob. Crazy. But you guys know it's good. We're here for mistakes. There's 3 in this episode, so here's the first one.
But I don't belong here! It's all...
Mrs. Puff up here.
Guard!
Alright, this first one's pretty simple, so I'm gonna make it quick, but when Mrs. Puff's jail cell is first shown, when we see it for the first time, we can see that there's this bed right here. Remember how it looks? It's a single bed for one person. However, later on in the episode, this will randomly change, and it's now a bunk bed. So yeah, totally a mistake here. Maybe they changed Mrs. Puff's cell though, I guess that's possible, but I do think this is a mistake. Just like I think this next one is a mistake, and this one's actually really bad. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see it? Okay, this is Fred right here, and as you've seen, he's mopping the floor before he gets drowned by fruit punch almost. But both before and after the fruit punch gets in, if you look, his arm just keeps on going through his headphone wire. It just goes through it completely. I'm slowing down the footage and like, look, kind of hilarious. All right, one more from Doing Time, okay? I'm gonna make this one quick as well. Roll that footage and pay attention to Mrs. Puff's clothing.
Uranium in the water supply. See? Crystal clear.
Did you guys catch it? Like I said, pay attention to Mrs. Puff's clothing. As for the most part, Mrs. Puff's hat throughout the episode while in jail is red, as you can see right here, ruby red. But when Mrs. Puff drinks a cup of water, her hat actually turns black randomly for about 2 seconds. It's not supposed to be black. To be fair, after those 2 seconds, it goes right back to being red, but totally some sort of glitch here causing it to change colors. I will say this is a good episode, so watch it when you get a chance, but let's head over to another episode with crazier mistakes. That's what we're really here for, right? Crazy mistakes.
Where's me old mattress then?
Don't worry, Mr. Krabs. I took care of that personally, too. I had it hauled away to the dump.
Here's a question for you guys. Where do you store your money? Okay, like if your mom gave you a crisp $20 bill right now, where would you store it? Well, I'll tell you what, don't store it where Mr. Krabs stores it, because he put it in his mattress. And then in this episode, we're gonna be covering the lost mattress. SpongeBob and Patrick throw out his mattress and throw out all of Mr. Krabs' money. Episode's crazy, dude, but you know it's just as crazy as the episode? The mistakes in this episode. So here's the first one.
Wait again. Maybe they'll finally fire me. What? Lock?
This isn't happening. This isn't happening.
This one's really weird. So normally if we take a look at the Krusty Krab, the pathway to the Krusty Krab looks like this, okay? But I don't know what happened, but randomly, that same path is like replaced with sand when the characters are here. A very strange error. It's so weird seeing the Krusty Krab with this type of path, but we caught you, Nickelodeon. Don't do it again, please. Okay, one more from this episode.
Mattress. It's like trying to sleep on broken coral.
What are we gonna do, Squidward?
Why do anything? I like the new Mr. Krabs. He yells at you more.
Yeah, did you guys catch that? So when Mr. Krabs opens up the Krusty Krab door, we can see that there's a keyhole on the door handle, right? Right here, that's how he uses the key. But why in the next scene is that exact keyhole just gone now? Definitely some cartoon logic, but like, where did it go? Why is it just missing now? Hey, at least it's funny, guys. Not as funny as some of the mistakes coming up though, so let's keep it rolling and head over to another one. You guys know the drill.
Real dumb.
SpongeBob! Patrick! Can you hear me?
It's Sandy.
She's in there? I'll save you, Sandy!
We're going on a squid-tastic voyage for this next episode because the next episode is Squid-tastic Voyage. What a great intro to it. You guys know the drill though. I'm gonna be covering a couple mistakes in this episode. Here's the first one. Try to spot the mistake without my help, okay, gang?
Now's my chance to try out my new invention.
SpongeBob and Patrick?
All right, this one's kind of hard to explain, so you guys need to see it for it to really make sense. But in the first scene of the submarine, it looks like it's on like an open platform, as you can see because of the background and where it is. But later on in the episode, starting with the scene where SpongeBob is guarding the submarine, it now looks like it's in a room or something. It looks like it's in a different location, despite the fact it being stated that it's in the same spot. So it's almost like they changed like the area around the submarine. I don't know, it's very weird. Here's another mistake from Squid-tastic Voyage.
We're all set, Squidward. Are you ready for the sedative?
Are you sure this is safe?
Completely. As long as someone competent is behind.
Yeah, this one's kind of interesting, but in the first shot of the submarine, that shot we mentioned before, Sandy's tail, yeah, it's missing. And you can't say it's because of the angle or something. They just clearly did not draw her tail in this shot. Fortunately though, in the very next shot, it does come back. Thank goodness, Sandy, I know you need that tail, girl. We are back with SpongeBob, and the episode is Wig's Truck. And this episode's hilarious. SpongeBob finds a wig and starts wearing it and just thinks that he's so cool because of the wig. Take a look at these clips of him finding the wig and him just thinking he's so cool, and then we'll get right to the errors.
I'm ready. Oh, what is this?
Nice wig.
Thanks. I am very fashionable today.
SpongeBob does look pretty fresh with the wig, but just, yeah, calm down, buddy. All right, you guys know what's going down. It's time for the mistakes.
Accessorize again.
Yeah, I said mistakes, but it's actually only one, and it's really bad. It's kind of similar to one we've covered today, but in the scene where SpongeBob and Sandy are walking in the fields, one can see that as they walk up towards the cliff, Sandy's tail isn't present anymore. And it actually disappears for the rest of the episode. So for the first half, she has a tail, as you can see here, but then in the entire second half or portion of the episode, her tail's just gone. The animator was just like, never mind, I'm not drawing this tail anymore. It makes it like way harder to animate or something. I don't know, but a weird choice. You know, it's also a weird choice, the mistakes in this next episode. Let's head over there. Next up, we have the episode all about SpongeBob falling in love with a Krabby Patty. Yeah, To Love a Patty's the episode, and we're gonna dive right into the errors after some of these clips of SpongeBob just being a weirdo about this Krabby Patty. Look at how much he falls in love with this burger.
Oh, baby, they may call me a fool.
I love you, SpongeBob, but you're a weirdo. You know who's also a weirdo, though? Me, for looking for mistakes. Like, I could just watch the show like a normal person, but instead, I'm gonna break down a mistake. Roll the footage.
Grapes.
Oh, Patty, when we're together, I feel like we're in our own little world. Like Like nothing can hurt us.
Did you guys catch it? This is a classic type of mistake that we've seen many times in SpongeBob. But when SpongeBob says, "Oh, Patty, when we're together, I feel like we're in our own little world," his white teeth that are supposed to be, you know, white turn yellow for a split second. Okay, one more from this episode.
Patties, especially you. Such perfection from your little lettuce hair.
All right, so when SpongeBob first looks at the patty, okay, it has a face made out of condiments, and that's all that's on the Krabby Patty. But here's the issue. In every scene before and after this episode, there is a whole tomato slice covering the patty. So when SpongeBob looks close up at it, why is the tomato not there? But it's there in all of these shots before and after the one close-up scene. It's very, very weird. As you guys just saw from those clips, our next episode is Texas, where Sandy's from. This is an iconic episode from the early days of SpongeBob. And you know what? Let's just get right into it. I know what you guys want. Here is the mistake. Here's a little hint though. It has to do with the Krusty Krab, okay? So pay attention to that.
Time for this tumbleweed to tumble on home.
Wait, Sandy, you can't, because we were gonna, the Krusty Krab that is not the right direction.
Did you guys catch it? All right, so if we take a look at the Krusty Krab, this fine establishment right here, okay, and we look at the design of it, normally there are these flags right here hung out in front of the Krusty Krab. They've been there ever since the first ever episode of SpongeBob. Look at this shot of SpongeBob and Help Wanted looking at the Krusty Krab. Before he even applies there to work there, they're always there. But if we take a look at this one shot from Texas, it's kind of like a far away shot, but the animators just completely forgot to draw the flags. In other shots of the Krusty Krab in Texas, we can see the flags. So don't worry, they didn't do it the whole episode, but for this one shot, somebody definitely messed up. Like somebody definitely got grounded or in trouble for this. Or fired. Crazy, but guys, things are only going to get more crazy from here. So let's head over to another episode with even more mistakes. Do not click off the video yet. I promise things are going to be wild.
All right.
We're heading over to season 10 for this episode, which is an interesting era from SpongeBob. The episodes here are still really good because Steven Hillenburg returned back to the series. He's the original creator of SpongeBob. He left after season 4 for a little bit and then came back in season 9 or 10, which is why there's so much Easter eggs in these seasons and why these episodes are so good. Why I'm giving you a history lesson, I don't know. So let's get right into the mistakes. The episode is Burst Your Bubble and Roll the Footage. Here's a little hint, pay close attention to the buildings in the background.
I sure do, Plankton.
Blow me something that screams Larry, SpongeBob.
This one is really, really easy to miss, and I'm like a major nerd for catching this one. But when SpongeBob blows bubbles to the Bikini Bottomites, this building right here completely changes positions. At first, it's right here, as you can see, and there's this distance, it's right here. But when SpongeBob blows the bubbles out, look, the building is completely changed where it is. Like, it's weird, dude. What is going on here? Here's a side-by-side, and yeah, totally a continuity error. It's just a background element, so it's not a big deal. It's not like it ruins the episode or something, all right? It's not like SpongeBob's missing his entire face. But it's still a weird mistake, and I'm curious as to how it happened, especially in season 10. Sandy Cheeks has come up with a lot of revolutionary ideas for the Krusty Krab. For example, squirrel jellies, one, or even the episode where she comes up with a growth hormone that makes Krabby Patties bigger. But season 13's Hot Crust Nuts is definitely her biggest endeavor yet, with her making these nuts that do this. Here, take a look for yourself.
I have a reply.
Now this episode has 2 mistakes in total. Here's the first one, it's very easy to miss, and it has to do with the chum bucket.
Don't you love the new look?
So take a look at these clips before. You've seen them before because this is a common mistake in SpongeBob, but the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are supposed to be directly across from one another. It's been seen like this in so many episodes, guys. It's a fact. But in some of these scenes from Hot Crust Nuts, the Chum Bucket just isn't there. Even the path to the Chum Bucket is missing at times. It's just like the Chum Bucket just does not exist in this episode, which is totally a mistake. But guys, this next mistake is way way worse. This one is really, really bad.
Stop it! Be restaurants!
So when all the incidentals start freaking out and eating the Krusty Krab, I want you to watch this in slow motion from the outside, because the animators were really lazy with all of these incidentals. For one, they have no pupils. They have like literal just blank white eyes. Same thing with their mouth, and multiple of them are duplicated. Like, look at how many times the one with a blue shirt and a cowboy hat is shown. The main thing here is just they were very lazily drawn for this one section, and I get it, it's a quick section where they just eat the Krusty Krab, but yeah, there should have been some more effort put into these incidentals. This isn't season 1, it's season 13. Next up, the episode Squid's Visit from season 6, and this episode is pretty good. Take a look at some of these hilarious clips from the episode.
Okay, Squidward.
Okay, let's get into the mistakes. It's why you guys clicked on the video. Here's the first one. Keep those eyes peeled, guys. Really pay close attention.
Well, you said you wouldn't leave the comfort of your home, so I brought the comfort here. Isn't it great?
No, it isn't!
Like I said, this one you really need to pay close attention for. But when SpongeBob first enters Squidward's house, there's a portrait of another squid on the wall, right here that you can see, but with an orange face and a blue shirt. I don't know who this guy is, let me know in the comments who you think he could be, but as you can see, it's right here, it's on Squidward's wall. However, when the camera pans in front of Squidward's face and he says, no it isn't, the painting has magically changed to a completely different painting and now has a green face and a white shirt. At first the painting looked like this, I'm gonna zoom in on it, take a look, and then it just magically changes to this. So I don't know what happened here. It's the exact same painting, just the art changed. So I think the animators slipped up. They drew it this way, then drew it this way. I don't know. Mistakes happen, but that's not it. I have one more from this episode. Keep those eyes peeled.
The invitation. But I must respectfully tell you, I will never visit you.
Ever!
This one happens really fast, but when Squidward shouts ever in SpongeBob's face, one side of SpongeBob's white shirt turns transparent for a very brief moment. Here, let me zoom in and you can really see it. That side of his pants right there should be white, but as you can see, it's see-through and it's the same color as the sky. So I guess the animators made a little goof when it came to coloring SpongeBob in there, but hey, mistakes happen.
If things don't seem right, come back.
Thanks, Doc.
SpongeBob, you can't beat me!
Okay, it's time for some classic episodes. Next up, we've got Squid's Day Off, which is a very underrated episode from season 2 in my opinion. I mean, people love this episode, but I don't feel like it's talked about enough. I hate to bring it up in such a negative circumstance though, as we're about to expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
There's no customers! There hasn't been one all day!
My babies! Get away, barbarian! What have you done?
Did you guys catch that? Probably not, because it's a very weird mistake that needs some explained. So, during that scene you guys just saw, when Mr. Krabs grabs the dime from Squidward, if we look over here, we can see that there's this bag of grains that's between the pipe. It's right here, all right? You can see it right there. Now, the problem is that before this shot, we get a shot of that same pipe, and look, that bag of grains is missing. So first, when the episode begins, during a wide shot of the interior, when Squidward notes that there's no customers, we can see that pipe right here, this spot right here, and that bag of grains is not there. But then literally seconds later, when we get this shot where Mr. Krabs takes the dime from Squidward, that bag is now there. So how did it get there? I highly doubt Squidward or Mr. Krabs put it there in a matter of seconds in the middle of a conversation. So I think it's a continuity error. First they drew it without it, and then they drew it with it, making for a funny mistake. And I'm rambling, so here's another mistake from the same episode that's a lot more spicy. Like seriously, this one's really, really bad.
SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell.
I was just testing it.
Yeah, so I was not lying. This one is really, really bad. But when Squidward says, SpongeBob, stop ringing this bell, his legs, right, his legs, a massive part of his design, are not colored in for an entire frame. Like his legs were just not colored in at all, and it looks so strange. I told you it was a really bad mistake, all right? And there's gonna be a ton more in this video. Who remembers the iconic SpongeBob episode, Bubble Stand? Yeah, this episode right right here, it has a bunch of mistakes and we're gonna find them together. Here's your hint for the first one. Take a look at SpongeBob's like pathway to his house. Remember how it looks, okay? Roll the footage, let's find this first mistake.
What a wonderful day.
Alright, so here's the thing. If we look at SpongeBob's house in like any other shot from any other episode and we look at its path, it's always like rocky. There's like these rocks on the path, okay? There are even shots in this episode where we can see like the rocks on the path. But in the clips I just played you guys, if you look closely, it's kind of like a farther like zoomed out shot. But if we look at SpongeBob's path right here and we zoom in, they forgot to put the rocks. This happens at the very beginning of the episode, and right after this we can see that the rocks are back, so a continuity mistake right here. And here's mistake number 2. Here's your hint. I want you to pay attention to the wallpaper in Squidward's house. Normally it's green, okay? Roll the footage.
And now for some soothing sounds from Squidward's clarinet.
Alright, this one's kind of complicated, alright? But when it comes to Squidward's like house, on the first floor we can see that it has like a green wall appearance. It's been like this in many other episodes. We know that the first floor to Squidward's house is green wallpaper. However, though, in the clips I showed you, when we see Squidward leave his house, the wall is visible from the doorway on the first floor, and if we look closely, it's red, which like I said is incorrect. The first floor on Squidward's house is green. So why in this shot right here is it red? Especially when later on in this same episode, when Squidward enters his house, look, the wall on the first floor has its normal green wall appearance. Yeah, that right there, guys, is a mistake. And guess what? It's time for our first random mistake, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob. We're gonna go right back to SpongeBob, don't worry. But we take a quick break to talk about mistakes hidden in a random cartoon. But our first one is Gravity Falls. We're gonna play it nice and safe for this first one. Stay tuned as there's more random mistakes coming up, but Gravity Falls. The episode is Society of the Blind Eye from season 2. And here's your hint. Pay attention to Lazy Susan's purse strap. This right here, okay? Roll that footage, please.
Ta-dam, ta-dam. Good night, diner. Good night, trees. Good night, tiny men stealing my pie. Little magic man, what does it mean?
So Lazy Susan over here, if we pay close attention to the strap on her purse, at first it's purple, okay? We can see it's purple, but then it randomly changes to yellow when we see the gnomes taking or stealing her pie. Here's a side-by-side, and yeah, like at first the strap is purple, then it randomly changes yellow, and that is a continuity mistake, my friends. And here's mistake number 2.
Lazy Susan, what do you know of little bearded men?
My mind is clear thanks to the Society of the Blind Eye. I feel great. I can't even remember what was wrong or what I'm doing here.
All right, so this one also has to do with Lazy Susan, and at first we can see that this stain right here is on the left side of her like apron, okay? Right here, remember, it's on the left side. However, though, in the scene where her memory gets erased, look, the stain is now randomly on the other side. It's on her right now, like it just randomly changed sides. That, my friends, is a mistake. Let me know if you want more Gravity Fall mistakes, and back to SpongeBob. More random mistakes are coming up soon. The season 6 episode Ditchin'. I know what you guys are here for. You guys are here for spicy mistakes, so let's dive into the first one.
Can anyone tell me what the hand signal is for a left turn?
Ooh, I gotta go to the...
I'd say so. And hurry back. No dilly-dallying.
Thanks. Will do.
So here's the deal. We actually have 3 mistakes in one scene. It all takes place in the classroom at Mrs. Puff's boating school, and pretty much what happens is everything looks like this at first, as you can see, but then when SpongeBob is rushing to the door to leave, everything looks like this. Let's break it down a little bit more than that, as these mistakes are really bad. So for one, incidental 41, this is how they normally look. Now, at first, incidental 41, his body and pants are yellow and blue. You can see it, all right? Yellow and blue. And then in the next shot, it changes randomly to blue and brown, which looks incredibly awkward. Then we have incidental 46 over here. At first, his bottom, all right, the bottom part of his character model is green, okay? You can see it, it's green right here. But then in the next shot, it changes to red randomly, like what? Okay, and now finally, there's this fish right here sitting behind SpongeBob's desk. At first, it's incidental 47, as you can see, all right? Incidental 47 is sitting right there behind SpongeBob's desk. But then in that next shot, he changes to a completely different character. He's not incidental 47 anymore, and now he's incidental 42. Like, that's wild, dude. It's time for another random mistake, and this time we're doing a movie. We're doing Toy Story 4, and the mistake's fairly quick, but once I point it out, it's going to blow your brain. Roll the footage.
Hey, up here, Astro Boy. If you think you can take our top prize spot, you're wrong. Dead wrong. Help me get out of here.
All right, so this one is a blatant continuity error. So when Buzz is first put on the prize board at the carnival game, we can see that Ducky and Bunny are hanging further down, and Ducky is pretty much level with Buzz. All right, remember how this shot looks, okay? They wouldn't change positions on the prize board. As later on, when we see this shot again, look, they're now hanging higher up, and Ducky struggles to reach Buzz when trying to kick him. He's like in a different spot now. Here's a side-by-side, and I don't know how all of the toys moved on the prize board. This was a mistake, and back to SpongeBob. Because it's the earliest season in SpongeBob, season 1 has a majority of the mistakes. I mean, the show was new, animation was not as established at that point. The show did premiere in the late 90s after all, so there's a lot of mistakes in this era. And the episode Fools in April is definitely one of these episodes with a bunch of mistakes. Here's the first one. Roll that clip.
Squidward, is all that true?
Yes, SpongeBob. Yes, it's all true.
Even the part about the lima beans and the car chase?
What? Yes, whatever. But you have to promise not to tell anybody.
I promise.
Really?
When SpongeBob mentions the lima beans in Car Chase to Squidward, it's really quick, but his 2 teeth have actually been colored black, as you can see right here, which is not healthy. Like, go brush your teeth. Like, black teeth is not a good sign. Like, you probably got some cavities in there, SpongeBob. Probably from all of those Krabby Patties. Anyways, though, here's mistake number 2 from Fools in April.
April Fools!
Now this one isn't hard to miss. This one's very blatant, especially with where we paused like the mistake during the preview. It's pretty straightforward, but when SpongeBob is taken around the bar, there's a frame where his whole mouth is just gone. It's just missing. It's only for a frame, which is like half a second, but yeah, he should have his mouth. Kinda lazy to not draw it, but I imagine this was just a slip up by the animators since it's only for a frame. It's still a mistake though. It's time for another random mistake, baby, and we're doing my favorite, Cartoon Corey's favorite, Pokemon. The episode is from the Diamond and Pearl season or arc of Pokemon. The episode is Astarvia is born. And here's your hint, okay? This right here is Cacnea, a Pokemon. I want you to look at its colors and everything, and I'm gonna roll this next clip and let's see if you can find the mistake.
Cacnea, the Viper and Carnivine, emergency action! A little late for that double talk.
Did you guys catch it? Okay, so listen. For the most part, Cacnea is green, okay? Like its main body is like a lighter shade of green, and then there are darker green areas on its body, most notably on the very top of its head right here. It also wears this like yellow crown right here. Now, you guys may have catched it, but the mistake here is if we look at the Cacnea in this shot right here and we pause, yes, the crown is yellow, but if you look, the top of Cacnea's head is also yellow, and this is incorrect. Here's a side-by-side, and this area right here is dark green, so it should also be dark green right here in this shot. That is a mistake. And here's one more from the same episode of Pokemon. Here's your hint. Pay attention to James. This right here is James, one half of the dynamic Team Rocket duo. Pay attention to him.
Meowth, are the natives restless?
They ain't too thrilled, but they're okay. As long as we keep them in those cages, they ain't going nowhere fast.
Guess we should be getting our gift to the boss soon.
Yes, you're right.
Did you guys catch it? So listen, all right? When Meowth says that as long as Team Rocket keeps the Pokemon in their cages, they should be fine, it happens very quickly, but James's neck is the exact same color as his shirt, which I don't even think I need to tell you guys is 100% a mistake. And of course, guys, back to SpongeBob. I still got more random mistakes coming though. SpongeBob definitely takes his job way too seriously. We've seen this in many episodes before, but a prime example of this is Missing Identity, where he loses his name tag and instead of just getting a new one, he goes on a whole adventure. It's a good episode though, I can't complain. It does have some mistakes though. Here's the first one.
Squidward, what happened?
Huh? Oh, you fainted because you lost your name tag or something.
Huh?
Okay, so take a look at the Krusty Krab, the inside of it, the interior of it, and we'll look at Squidward's workstation and we'll notice that there's a cash register there. I mean, there should be, right? Because he's like the cashier. It's there in every other episode, but in Missing Identity, when Squidward is bragging about being a genius, that cash register is just missing. They just didn't draw it. Kinda lazy, but I'll let it slide. This is a cartoon, but it should be right there. Here's another mistake from this episode, and this one's really gonna blow your brain because it's a massive plot hole technically.
Hey, SpongeBob.
Not now, Patrick.
I know where your name tag is.
Where? I don't see my name tag up here. Now that my horrific incident of terror is over, how about some breakfast?
Did you guys catch it? So, spoiler, but at the ending of this episode, it's revealed that his name tag, SpongeBob's name tag, was on his back the entire time. Like, this dude went the whole episode just tweaking about his name tag, but it was literally attached to him the entire time. Like, I don't know if it's Patrick that's the dumb one. I love you though, SpongeBob. Anyways though, that's the big reveal at the ending of the episode. But here's the problem, right? There are multiple times where we see him from behind in this episode before the reveal. For example, when sliding into Gary here, we can see his back, or going inside the second time when he's retracing his steps, we can see his back right here, or when he's looking at the dumpster with Patrick, we can see his behind right here. Trust me, I'm showing you SpongeBob's behind for a reason, because that name tag is missing. Like I said, the whole reveal is that it was on his back the whole time, but it wasn't. We see his back multiple times throughout the episode, and there's no name tag. So a bit of a plot hole here, some cartoon logic for sure, but let's keep it moving and head over to some mistakes that are a lot worse than these ones. This was just the beginning. It's time for random mistake number 4, and we're doing the Loud House. That's right. We're heading over to season 4, and the episode is Recipe for Disaster. In this episode, Lincoln, Clyde, Ace, and Jack, they all investigate when they discover a frozen food company using Dad's recipes. Enough about that though, we're here for mistakes, right? I mean, like, come on. Well, our first mistake takes place at the beginning of the episode, and here's your hint. Pay attention to this red door. Roll the footage.
Can someone get that? Push out the door!
Okay. All right. I'm going. Lincoln. Hey, Clyde. No time for small talk, Lincoln.
Alright, so when Clyde enters the house at the beginning of the episode, okay, we can see that there's a handle right here. But literally a second later, when we get the shot of Lincoln holding the door open, look, the handle is not there, and the place where the handle was looks entirely different, so just a really weird mistake here. You guys know the drill though, back to SpongeBob. Next up, we have a season 6 episode, and season 6 is like very underrated. It's not talked about a bunch. There's some good episodes, but there's also episodes that make me want to just disappear. One of the episodes that is actually pretty good is Plankton's Regular, and this is all about Plankton finally getting a customer for once. It's kind of sad because in the end, this is revealed. Roll the clip.
Not ever again. The deal's off, computer. I can't eat another bite of that slop, no matter how much you pay me.
Yeah, poor Plankton. The dude never even really liked you. But anyways, let's get into the mistakes. Or mistake. There's only one, and this one's pretty interesting.
I am such a clumsy oaf. I sure hope nothing happens to this Krabby Patty. Oh no! Too late! Ah, oops. Ah, oops. Ah, oops. No. Come on, Nat. Just one accidental bite.
Did you guys catch it? So, when SpongeBob tries feeding Nat the Krabby Patty, when we first see the Krabby Patty, we can see that there's cheese on it, all right? Like, there's cheese on this patty. I kind of want to take a bite out of it, to be honest. But here's the problem. In the next scene after this, look, the cheese is missing now. It's just gone. Here's a side-by-side. At first, the burger had cheese, and then the cheese is just randomly gone. And no, I don't think anybody removed it. I think the animators removed it because they forgot about drawing it with cheese the first time. So, get wrecked. Mistakes happen, and I caught ya. So, let's head over to another episode and catch some more mistakes. Let's do it. SpongeBob season 8 is kind of all over the place. I think there are some episodes that really stand out and are fan favorites, but there's a lot of episodes that aren't bad, but they just go under the radar. And The Googly Artiste is one of those episodes. But now it's time for the dirty, dirty mistakes, the spiciness. Roll the footage.
You did it, Patrick. You found your inspiration.
And I'm gonna do more of those patty thingies.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught that one, but in one frame, Incidental 107 over here, his mouth is just missing. Mistakes where like somebody's lips or eyes are missing are very common in SpongeBob. They're very common in 2D animation in general, but this one is just bad. It is right there. Like, how could anybody miss this? I'm pretty sure as a kid, when I seen this on TV, I even caught this mistake because look, that is one blatant mistake and it is bad. And there's more, guys. Let's head over to mistake number 2 from this episode.
Oh, not you again.
May I take your order?
So if we head back to SpongeBob Season 1, any episode where the Krusty Krab appears and we take a look at the Galley Grub menu, as you can see, Krabby Patty is spelled as Krabby-Patty, okay? It's always been spelled like this. This is like very important. Well, when Patrick over here looks at the Krusty Krab menu in the Googly Artiste, take a look at Krabby Patty, as Patty is just weirdly misspelled as P-A-T-T-I-E. That is not a thing, so I don't know what was going on with this one. Patty is P-A-T-T-Y, not P-A-T-T-I-E. Like what? Anyways though, let's head over to another mistake from this episode.
I've run out of rocks to put googly eyes on. I've run out of rocks.
Got anything else?
The artist needs alone time.
He's so eccentric.
For this next one, you have to really hear me out and understand 2D animation for it to really hit. But while Harold says he's so eccentric, take a look at Norma's facial features, as it looks like her face is nearly falling off. As a matter of fact, they seem to be slightly detached from her face. I'm zooming in here, and again, I guess I could be overthinking this one. What do you guys think? I definitely think that this was a bit of a animation error, not a huge one, but girl's face is literally sliding off of her and is detached. So damn dude, go get that checked out. Who remembers Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5? This is the episode where Barnacle Boy joins the dark side. It's a really good episode. SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, they all become superheroes. But even an episode as good as this has mistakes. And let's find the first one. I'm gonna play the clip and I'm gonna give you guys a hint. This right here is Barnacle Boy, as you guys know, and you can see that he wears like a mask, kind of. We can see the black strap for his mask right here. Remember this, okay? Roll the footage, let's find this mistake.
Need a hand? Super pal.
Did you guys catch it? It takes place at the ending of the episode when Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy reunite. As Barnacle Boy says, need a hand, super pal. The sides of his mask, which are normally black, randomly change to the same color as his skin. It's only for one frame, but yeah, this is totally a mistake, guys. And here's another one. Of course, though, here's your hint. This character right here is Medley, all right? Remember how they look, because they're very important for this one. You want to pay attention to their eyes. Roll the footage.
In a familiar restaurant, in a familiar part of town, a call goes out in frustration. Will you hurry up? A call that would normally be answered by Bikini Bottom semi-retired champions. If they weren't the ones causing the problem.
You guys may have caught it, but if you didn't, don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. So when Medley appears in line inside the Krusty Krab, look, if we zoom in, his left eye is just like not attached to his face. Based on how this looks, this is like a very subtle error, but it's still technically an error, and I hope Medley doesn't lose his eye. Anyways, though, you guys know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day. Let's do the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And here's your hint, it has to do with Sonic's bucket list, okay? Roll the footage. So, when Sonic crosses off the slam dunk item on his bucket list, if we look, we can see that the item relating to the mechanical bull is already crossed off. And the issue here is that scene hasn't been shown yet. What's supposed to happen here is that Sonic is gonna cross off each thing on his bucket list. But you can see that the animators or editors got the order of events messed up here because they showed that Sonic's already crossed off an event that literally hasn't occurred yet. We eventually see him do the mechanical bull thing. But yeah, this shouldn't have been crossed off before we seen this scene. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. But yeah, back to SpongeBob, and let me know if you guys want more Sonic in the future. And our next episode is a banger, a season 3 banger to be exact, New Student Starfish. This episode is all about Patrick joining SpongeBob at boating school. Anyways though, let's get into the mistakes. There's one mistake in this episode that's like really bad and is consistent throughout the whole episode. And here's your hint, it has to do with the good noodle board. Got it? Okay, roll the footage.
Attendance, penmanship, basic desk sanitation, advanced desk sanitation. There you are. The best part of being early is you get to sit close to the teacher.
There's actually 2 mistakes when it comes to the good noodle board. So first things first, when SpongeBob and Patrick first enter the classroom and Patrick is shown the good noodle board, we can see that some of the students have stars. However though, as the scene progresses and we see SpongeBob and Patrick take their seats, we can see the good noodle board in the background and it appears to be blank, despite the fact that literally like seconds before this, we seen stars on it. So this right here is totally a mistake. And also, if you look, SpongeBob writes Patrick's name on the good noodle board in capital letters. So when we first see him write it, we can see there's capitals. However though, later on, look, Patrick's name is now randomly in lowercase. So I have no idea what's going on here. This one, I guess it could have gotten erased and rewritten, but the stars missing in that one shot is 100% a mistake. But it's nothing compared to what I got coming up, guys, so stay tuned. Guess what? It's time for another random mistake, but let's talk about the Loud House for a moment. You guys love this show. The episode is Shell-Shocked, and here's your hint, okay? I want you to pay attention to this doorbell right here. Got it? Remember? Okay, roll the footage.
doing here?
I missed Rochelle, so I thought I'd stop by and say hi.
But you had him all day.
When Ronnie tells Lincoln on their porch that he had their egg all day, we can see that there's this doorbell on her left right here. And remember this, it's important. Look, that doorbell is just not there anymore. They erased it. Here's a side-by-side, and yeah, I don't know where this doorbell went. They just forgot to draw it in every other scene, which is really funny and a bad mistake if you think about it. Not as bad as these SpongeBob mistakes though. Who remembers the episode Wormy? I mean, how could anybody forget this classic episode where SpongeBob and Patrick raise this worm until it becomes a butterfly and it scares the living heck out of them? It's kind of sad. They really liked Wormy and then they just become terrified by his presence. But you know what terrified me? The mistakes in this one episode. Let's start with mistake number 1. Roll that footage.
What's that thing?
He's gotta be in here. I think something bad happened to Wormy.
What is that thing?
I don't know, Patrick.
This first mistake is a classic. When SpongeBob and Patrick are about to hide behind the picnic table from Wormy, when they are tweaking, it only happens for a couple of frames, but look, boom, SpongeBob's left arm just disappears. It's missing. The animators just didn't draw it. It's only for a few frames, so it's kind of excusable, but it looks so weird seeing SpongeBob without an arm. Here's mistake number 2 though. Roll that footage.
And best of all, her pets are safe, because that horrible creature is now... headed straight for the Krusty Krab!
This next one is just weird, so I want you to take a look at some of these shots right here. Canonically in SpongeBob, the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are directly across from one another. But in this episode, randomly, the path from Sandy's tree dome incorrectly leads to the Krusty Krab. Like, what? And because of this, the Chum Bucket and its pathway across from the restaurant are just missing. Now, to be fair, this one is a little bit more of cartoon logic. You know what I mean? They just were doing some cartoon logic here and it's not that big of a deal, and this is a mistake. And let's head over to another episode because the mistakes are about to get wild. It's time for another random mistake, and we're doing breadwinners. This show is very underrated. Some of you guys ask for it all the time. Well, I know that there's some of you that have probably never even seen the show before, but I love it. It's a good show. Anyways, the episode is Procrastination, and here's your hint. You want to pay attention to this wagon right here. Roll that footage, please.
What about you? I have to take Jelly for a walk. Bye-bye, ciao.
Did you guys get it? Let me explain. So, when Badooz uses the elevator to get him, Jelly, and the wagon down the elevator, if we look closely right here, okay, the handle of the wagon actually clips through the wood. I zoomed in and I'm playing it in slow motion right here, and yeah, guys, that's not supposed to happen. I don't think I need to explain this one to you. This is a mistake. And we've got more mistakes, but for that, we gotta head back over to SpongeBob. First up, we've got a pretty weird episode from season 7, A Pal for Gary, an episode where SpongeBob gets Gary a pal, but that pal ends up being a very evil monster. But what we're here for are mistakes. Here's the first one.
Poor little snail. Just wanted some fun time. I can only imagine the tortured loneliness he must be feeling right now.
This one is very, very weird. Now, I don't think I need to explain this, but right here is a PNG of our boy SpongeBob, and as you can see, on his SquarePants, he has a black belt. Major part of his design, but, well, in A Pal for Gary, when SpongeBob is walking away from his house near the start of the episode, let's take a look at our boy's belt for a frame because it randomly turns white. Like, what? It's only for a split second, so obviously it's not that big of a deal. It goes back to black, but look at that, dude. I'm zooming in. It is white, and that is not correct, and neither is this next mistake. Take a look at this one.
Heat up, you two. Gary! What happened to your manners? You be nice and share.
Yeah, if you thought that one was bad, this one's worse. It's kind of funny as well, though. So, when SpongeBob carries a food bowl into the living room, let's take a look at the inside of his mouth for this one frame, as it appears to be yellow. When, of course, as you guys know, the inside of a mouth is usually gonna be like red or pink, and in SpongeBob's case, it's always red. So it being yellow here is just very, very strange. Very weird mistake here. And there's more. Here's the next one.
Sheriff, I nabbed your bank robber. There's your culprit right there.
Man, 3 mistakes in 1 episode? That is wild. Well, this one needs some explaining. So, throughout most of the Western crime movie or TV show that Gary the Snail is watching, throughout the episode, we see this cowboy fish right here. And he's always in this like normal olive green design, all right? This is how he looks. Remember this, remember it. This is how he looks. But in the very last scene of this show that is shown, this just randomly changes. The animators forgot about that olive green design and just randomly color him purple with a blue fin, thus making for a strange continuity error, which is really funny because this is a mistake within a show of a show, because Gary's watching a TV show and there's a mistake in this show. So I just thought that was kind of funny, but let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with some wild mistakes. Things are about to get wild.
Found some berries we can... Where did you get the cupcake?
From the vending machine.
Next episode is a SquarePants family vacation. I love this episode. I love episodes with SpongeBob's parents in them. And here's the first mistake.
Are you getting hungry?
How'd you know?
I could hear your stomach growling. I thought for a second it might be some kind of scaly monster coming to eat us.
This one's pretty straightforward, but when SpongeBob and Patrick are walking through this like mushroom forest, and SpongeBob says for a second, I thought it was some scary monster coming to eat us. This is really bad, but our boy loses his entire left arm for a frame. Like, it's just not there. It's only for a frame. It does come back right away. But dude, look at this shot without his arm, and yeah, major mistake here, guys. Let's keep it moving though and head over to another SpongeBob episode with some wacky mistakes. Let's head back over to the classics. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Season 2, the Steven Hillenburg era. We've got Something Smells, a very special episode. And you know what? Before we get into the mistakes in this episode, there's 2 really bad mistakes. Here are some funny clips from this episode just for the sake of it, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
Everyone is running away from me. Watch. Hi, building. Your breath stinks. Really bad.
See, I'm happy I did that. Such a nostalgic episode. It hits me in the childhood, but let's ruin that childhood by exposing that first mistake.
Guess what's for breakfast? That's right.
As you just seen, after SpongeBob goes from his bedroom to his kitchen to make the sundae, when he opens the door, we can see his bedroom wallpaper, all right? Instead of his living room, which is totally a mistake because SpongeBob's bedroom is not located next to his kitchen. It's located upstairs, as we've seen in numerous episodes before. So yeah, very weird mistake. I don't know why they put his bedroom wallpaper as he's coming into the kitchen. Totally a mistake. And here's another one from this episode.
Ice cream. Guess I'll have to use something else. Ketchup!
This one took me a couple times of watching it to really catch it, but when SpongeBob opens the giant ketchup bottle and squeezes it into his sundae bowl, disgusting by the way. Putting ketchup in a sundae, disgusting. If we look at his hands though, his right hand is on backwards. Look at this, I'm zooming in. Yeah, that hand is on backwards. And totally a mistake, a really bad one too. We ain't done yet though, gang. More mistakes to come and you do not want to miss them. Let's keep it rolling.
As if the answers to all your problems will fall right out of the sky.
We're falling right out of the sky.
Next up, we're talking about one of my favorites, Club SpongeBob. I love this episode. As you guys know, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward get trapped in the kelp forest, and Squidward nearly starves because the magic conch shell just does not like him. That thing does not like Squidward. Now, during one of those scenes where Squidward nearly starves, we have a mistake. It has to do with SpongeBob's drink, all right? Watch this.
And after all, the club gotta stick together and...
Yeah, so you guys may have caught it, but as SpongeBob is drinking his drink, the actual liquid in the cup does not go down at all. Like, we can see the glass with the liquid here before he picks it up, and then when he's drinking it and puts it back down, nothing changes. And you know, I'm nitpicking, but this is a mistake. Like, I wish I had infinite orange juice like SpongeBob over here, but that's just not... That's not how things work, bud. I am very thirsty now, though, I can't lie.
You stupid clock!
This one takes place closer to the beginning of the episode, but the tree and the clubhouse are facing the road at the beginning, right? All right here you can see, and there are many trees seen. But after SpongeBob and Patrick insult Squidward, the tree and clubhouse have completely moved and are turned 90 degrees to the right. And now there are barely any trees shown. Just to show you too, here's a side-by-side comparing the amount of trees before and the positioning of the clubhouse, and it gets worse. As when Squidward climbs the tree, he is facing back to the road, as you can see here, all right, facing back to the road. But then when he tries to get out of the clubhouse, it is again rotated 90 degrees to the right. So like, is it facing the road? Is it facing Conch Street? It just constantly changes. Very messy, very, very strange. And here's one more from this episode that's from a similar scene.
You're stupid!
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Squidward rides on his bike, he leaves his door open, all right? It's open. But then seconds later, as soon as he tries to get back down, the door is just randomly shut. And here's the thing, no one would have shut this door unless like a random other pedestrian incidental character came along and closed his door. There's no way his door would have closed. So kind of a weird mistake here. You can see they drew it with the door open and then forgot about this and drew it with the door closed. Not a big deal, but still a mistake. And let's keep it moving, guys. Here's another episode of SpongeBob with some wild mistakes.
A sign that you're a true boob?
Yes! No! That this song and I were meant to be together.
Great. Now I hate two things.
We've got a little season 7 action coming up for you guys. This next episode is from season 7, obviously. It's Earworm, and it's all about SpongeBob getting addicted. Like, he becomes addicted to this song that he cannot stop singing in his head. Just like I'm addicted to exposing mistakes in SpongeBob. I'm so lame sometimes, guys. Here's the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it. Try to comment it before I reveal it, all right?
That's it, boy. You're done for the day.
Did you guys catch it? It's a weird one. So during the pan shot of the messy kitchen in the clips you guys just saw, these condiment bottles right here are blank, all right? And there's this cabinet that's over here. It'll all make sense in a second, but remember, the condiments have no labels and this cabinet is far away from SpongeBob over here. However, when Mr. Krabs is sending SpongeBob home, the condiments now magically are labeled despite them not being labeled a couple seconds prior, and that cabinet that was originally farther away is now closer to SpongeBob. Here's a side-by-side to show you guys I'm not capping. This one's totally a mistake. And here's one more from the same episode.
Try to escape, it's futile!
This one's kind of similar. So when SpongeBob messes up the Krusty Krab kitchen, there is a stack of Krabby Patties near the back left corner. Remember that stack of Krabby Patties. Now I'm hungry. As when SpongeBob eventually runs out seconds later, like literally seconds later, that stack of Krabby Patties is missing. Now maybe Squidward came along and moved the Krabby Patties. That is 100% a mistake, guys. 100%. And let's keep it moving. Lots coming up. Up next, we have a very underrated episode of SpongeBob, the Pink Purloiner, a tragic episode where SpongeBob thinks that Patrick has stolen his jellyfishing net. Like, they get into a whole beef. Here's some clips of them disagreeing, and then we're gonna get into this episode's first mistake.
Why did you steal my jellyfishing net? What?
I'm your best friend!
You were my best friend, you no-good jellyfishing net thief!
Poor Patrick, man. He didn't even steal anything. I know I just spoiled the episode, but he didn't actually steal anything, just saying. Anyways, though, here's the first mistake.
Good night, Patrick.
Good night, SpongeBob.
Did you guys catch it? It's kind of funny. But when SpongeBob and Patrick arrive at their houses and SpongeBob opens his door, there's like a duplicate door behind it for a couple of seconds before it disappears. When of course, there should only be one door. I don't think I even need to tell you guys that. It happens really quickly, pretty funny. Not as funny as this next mistake though. Roll the clip.
Hey, Patrick, wouldn't it be the funniest thing if you had taken my jellyfish net? I got you a present. It's a Confess-a-Bear.
I know you guys caught this one because it's very, very blatant. Like, I don't know how the animators missed this one. But when SpongeBob is about to give Patrick a confess a bear, the left side of him is like completely miscolored. Like, it's just not colored in properly at all. Here's a side-by-side of how it normally looks. And yeah, very strange mistake here. That definitely was not supposed to happen, and neither was this mistake right here. Pay close attention, guys. Let's see if you guys can catch this one. Let me know in the comments if you do before I reveal it. All right, take a look.
I'm staying in Bikini Bottom. Wanna go jellyfishing?
You need to pay close attention to catch this one, and we'll definitely need to slow things down and pause for you guys to even see it because it happens so fast. But at the very end of the episode, after the bus takes off, one of these passengers' faces changes colors. It's this dude right here. First, he's colored like this, but then once the animation starts of the bus moving away, it quickly just changes and his face is now this color. Here's a side-by-side, and bro, that looks really awkward. How does the dude's face change? I'm genuinely curious on how this mistake even happened from an animation standpoint. Like, I'm no animator, but this wasn't like a layering issue. It's just very, very strange. Let's keep it moving though, guys. We've got lots of episodes coming up.
Look at what happened to my house. It's gone. Where am I gonna live?
Hey, SpongeBob, your house is gone.
Next up, we have the episode Home Sweet Pineapple, and here's the thing, guys. Cartoon Corey has been on a quest to cover all the mistakes in every single season 1 episode. I've been doing it slowly throughout multiple videos. Some videos will be focused on like one episode. Some videos, like this one, for example, I'll have a small section, and right now we're gonna cover every single mistake, every one, in the episode Home Sweet Pineapple. We're looking at like nearly 10 mistakes in this one episode alone. Here's the first one, roll the clip.
Hooray, Gary! We're finally huge!
So that first one is pretty straightforward. First of all though, take a look at this. This is a shot of SpongeBob's bed from another episode, all right? And one thing you'll notice is that the bed has a back. Well, the bed frame has like this back part. Well, in this episode, at the beginning of it, when SpongeBob sits upon his bed in Home Sweet Pineapple, the back of his bed just like disappears, dude. Like, here's a side-by-side of it from another episode as well. And just like, yeah, I don't know why they just didn't draw the back of his bed. So weird. It's always there, and then randomly it isn't here in this one shot. Very strange. Here's mistake number 2.
Ow. Shell phone! I know. I'll call Squidward. He'll know what to do.
Hello?
Squidward!
I'm gonna make this one quick. It's kind of a weak mistake in my opinion. It's from the wiki, and as you guys know, my goal with this is to cover every single mistake in this one episode. So even though it's weak, we gotta cover it. But SpongeBob over here, here's a PNG of him. He has his eyelashes, right? We all have eyelashes, and what happens with SpongeBob is whenever he closes his eyes, his eyelashes always disappear. This is a common thing in 2D animation. Like in every other episode, it happens whenever he closes his eyes. But when SpongeBob decides to call Squidward for help, he blinks his eyes, but his eyelashes are still seen for about a split second, which again is technically a mistake, but it's kind of lame. Let's head over to mistake number 3. This one's much better.
What are you gonna do now?
I guess I'll have to move back with my mom and dad.
No.
So eventually, as you guys just saw, SpongeBob loses his house to those pesky nematodes, and eventually realizes and says, I guess I'll have to move back in with my mom and dad. Now, when this happens, when this exact line is spoken, if we look at Patrick, who's looking very dapper, by the way, like I like his suit, if we look at him, his mouth disappears for like a split second as it's set. Like, look at this dude missing his mouth. Like, how do you forget to draw a character's mouth? Crazy, dude. Like, I don't know how you forget to draw a character's mouth, but whatever. Let's head over to the next one. This one's good. Did you guys catch it? I would not be surprised if not, because this one's kind of weird. So this is SpongeBob right here, and you'll notice that underneath his mouth, he has this like red line. I don't know if it's supposed to be his lips, if it's supposed to be his chin, but it's always there, this red line right here. It never goes away. Well, actually it does in this episode in a form of a mistake, as when SpongeBob's shivering in the clips you guys just saw, look, the red line normally underneath his mouth is gone for about a split second. It does come back, but for that split second, it is gone, dude. It's gone. Like I said, this one's very, very easy to miss, but this next one, not so much.
Thanks, Squidward. Can you give me a glass of water?
Okay.
Yeah, this is a real swell place you got here. Yep, this is great.
This next one is another one from the wiki, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys are pushing it with this one. It is kind of a mistake, but before Squidward returns to bed after giving SpongeBob a glass of water, the pillow is like, it's more square than anything, alright? And as you can see, it's only fit for one person. But eventually, when Squidward goes to bed with SpongeBob, they're so cute together, the pillow is now suddenly rectangular and wide enough for two people. Here's a side-by-side, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, the pillows are not that different. Like I said, this one's from the wiki, so do not point the finger at me, alright? I just included this one because I want to include every single mistake, and you guys say this is a mistake, so. Anyways, though, I'm rambling. Here's the next mistake. Take a look at this one.
You hold too many memories, Squidward. This is goodbye.
Now, this is one that's actually like pretty bad. This is actually like a real mistake right here. So near the ending of the episode, SpongeBob wears his hat when he is going to plant the seed. As you can see right here, all right, he's wearing his hat. Remember this, as when he plants the seed a second later, his face is seen close up and look, he isn't wearing the hat. Now, of course, after planting the seed, the hat does like reappear finally, but yeah, totally a mistake. He's wearing it, then it just disappears for a second and then it reappears back. Crazy mistake. All I know for sure though is that's a really nice hat, SpongeBob. I want one. Here's the next one.
Squidward, this is goodbye.
Goodbye, SpongeBob. Goodbye. Goodbye, SpongeBob. Bye, bye, bye. Good.
This one is insanely funny, all right? But when Squidward says goodbye to SpongeBob, look at him because he's much taller than usual. Here are a couple of shots of Squidward from other episodes. And then if you look at this one, he is like towering over SpongeBob. Like, dude looks massive.
No one can ingest raw chum and survive.
Oh, yeah? Well, Charlie Mackerel did.
Really?
For 30 seconds.
Let's get things started with the episode Squirrel Record. This is from the modern SpongeBob era, so the episode's all fancy in HD, and it has two mistakes. Let's not waste any time. Here's the first one.
Oh, hold on, Sandy.
Well, hurry up! I've got record breaking to do!
So, as you guys just saw, SpongeBob leaves to go and get his camera, but when he does this, he leaves his helmet inside the tree dome, right here. So once he leaves, he does not have it anymore. But once he's shown running back with his camera, he's randomly seen with his helmet on again outside of the tree dome, which literally would have been impossible because he left his helmet there when he left. Maybe he has an extra one, but I think the animators messed up here and they were not supposed to draw him with the helmet on again. What do you guys think though? Let me know in the comments below. For now though, here's another mistake from this episode.
Let's have a look. SpongeBob! SpongeBob, what are you doing?
I'm here to save you.
Yeah, so speaking of that water helmet, all right, if we go back to Tea at the Tree Dome, we know that if SpongeBob does not have water, this happens. He starts to dry up and he pretty much nearly dies. Same thing happens to Patrick too. But for some reason, after SpongeBob is crushed by the machine in the clips you guys just saw, he is now randomly somehow able to survive inside Sandy's tree dome without wearing a water helmet, which is a major mistake because this would happen. I'm gonna play the clip. This is what would happen to him.
There's no water in here! I'm trying to tell you!
Yeah, SpongeBob would have dried up, my boy. If he needed water that bad back in Tea at the Tree Dome, he would need it that bad now as well in this episode. I guess whoever wrote this episode or whoever animated Squirrel Record must have forgotten about this very crucial detail. But anyways, we can't spend all day on this episode. Let's head over to another one, guys, that has much crazier mistakes. Stay tuned.
I would like a Krabby Patty.
Okay. How about you, Squid?
No, I do not want a Krabby Patty.
You sure?
Don't touch me.
This next one has very few mistakes, but the one it has is actually really bad, so I'm gonna make it quick. The episode is The Main Drain, a very underrated episode. Like, be honest, have you even heard of this episode before? I definitely hadn't before this video, but anyways, here's the first mistake. Let's expose it.
1 sec. Time for a scary story.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Did you guys catch it? It's a very weird one, but when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, it's on the left side, as you can see right here, all right? Remember, it's on the left side. However, when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes the story moments later, the switch suddenly just changes positions. Like, what? The next scene shows that the switch is now randomly above SpongeBob hanging on the ceiling, when before, it was right here. What? The animators definitely forgot about where they originally put the light, but hey, stuff happens, alright? Mistakes happen sometimes. At least this one gives us a good laugh. I don't know if it's as funny as this next episode's mistakes though. Let's keep it moving and stay tuned, guys. Things are only gonna get worse as we go. Next up, we've got some season 3 goodness. One of my favorite season 3 episodes, Just One Bite. In this episode, Squidward is exposed for loving Krabby Patties after he tries to lie and claim he doesn't like them. You're so fake, Squidward. Like seriously, look at this compilation of this boy lying about not liking Krabby Patties. He lies so much in this episode, and then of course we're gonna get into the mistakes. They're really bad in this episode, so stay tuned.
Curse this Krabby Patty and all who enjoy them. No, wait, it's not what you think.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
It's hilarious because by the end of the episode, the dude explodes from eating so many Krabby Patties. But anyways, here's the first mistake, guys. Let's expose it.
I gotta have more. I gotta have more.
Squidward?
SpongeBob,
This one's a really bad mistake, and it happens when Squidward says the line, "I gotta have more." He is jonesing for Krabby Patties, holy. When Squidward says this, look, his mouth disappears for like a split second, leaving for a really weird shot of Squidward. This also happens again when Squidward turns around and says SpongeBob. Yeah, same thing, his mouth disappears for like a split second, which is definitely a mistake, and I feel bad for Squidward because he's gonna need his mouth to eat all those Krabby Patties, so yeah. Here's another mistake from this episode. This one's just as bad.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Yes, I admit it, SpongeBob!
I knew it all along, Squidward!
It happens around the same time as the last one, before SpongeBob goes in the patty vault, but for about a split second during his lines, one of his pores or holes just turns blue. Like, what is going on here, SpongeBob? That is not supposed to be blue. What? I can tell you what the issue is here. It's an animation error. If you look behind SpongeBob, the patty vault is blue. So for whatever reason, the layer of his pores, they're like clipping through and showing the blue wall behind it, which, you know, is definitely a mistake. Mistakes happen, but this one's kind of rough. I don't know how they missed it. I don't know how they missed this one either. Here's one more from Just One Bite, and then we'll head over to another episode, guys. Lots of other episodes coming up.
It's disgusting.
I'm gonna make this one quick because it's a very typical SpongeBob error. Don't worry, there's lots of crazier ones coming up, but in the scenes where Incidental 40 is enjoying his king-sized Ultra Krabby Supreme I Want One, the chum bucket, which should be across from the street, is just missing. Here's a shot showing that normally it is across the street, there's a path between them. Here's another shot proving it, yeah, but in this episode, Just One Bite, the chum bucket just doesn't exist anymore, I guess. The animators just forgot that it's supposed to be across the street. Crazy. Let's keep it going though, guys.
Mustn't receive any more blows to the head. Care for him as if he were your very own. Ready for some fun?
Let's do another quick one from the episode Squid Baby. Let's get right into it. Here's the first mistake.
My face! My face! Also my leg, but mostly my face!
Hey, you gonna take—
This one's definitely going to need some explaining. This character right here is Incidental 106, and he's colored like this. Remember these colors, all right? This right here is Incidental 107, and he's colored like this. Now, they both appear in Squid Baby in numerous different scenes, and they're colored correctly. Like I said, remember how they're colored, as after Baby Squidward scribbles all over Incidental 41's face, we get a shot of Incidental 106, but this time he's colored incorrectly. For some reason, they made a mess up and they swapped Incidental 106 with Incidental 107's colors. So it's separate fish, but the colors are completely swapped. Like, what? Here's another mistake from Squid Baby. This one's interesting. We may have covered this one before, so I'm going to make it very quick, but when SpongeBob and Patrick yell, "Squiddy," and it goes to this like superhero blue background, not only is SpongeBob missing his arms, which might be more of a comedic effect, but a piece of his bottom is missing at the bottom of the screen. This is definitely a mistake. You can see the animation glitches and it's just cut off or something. Really weird. And guys, that's gonna do it for today's video, but if you want more SpongeBob mistakes like this, click this video right here. If you do, me and you will share a kelp shake together, all right? We'll turn green afterwards. You know the reference if you've seen the episode, but do it and we'll share one. Click this video. Next up, we have the episode The Grill is Gone, and this is a very obscure episode. I don't see people talking about it all that much, but I will say it is a fairly underrated episode in my opinion. It's actually pretty good. Anyways though, here's the mistake.
Let's see him beat us this time. Oh, thanks, Mr. Krabs. Not everybody will tell you, man.
All right, so at the ending of this episode, all right, we get this scene where all of these characters take the Krusty Krab and they slide down with the Krusty Krab. Also in this episode, we're introduced to these two twins, this boy and girl twin, brother and sister duo. Now, before they roll down the hill on the Krusty Krab, we can see that the boy twin is sitting here and that the girl twin is sitting here. But here's the problem. Once the Krusty Krab actually starts sliding down, they have completely switched places and now the girl is here and the boy's here. Like, here's a side-by-side showing you. And I mean, they're literally on a moving restaurant. They wouldn't be able to switch spots randomly, so this was definitely a mistake. They drew it like this, and then when the sliding was happening, they drew it like this. And guys, that's nothing compared to some of these other mistakes coming up. Let's head over to another episode.
You'd better stop bothering me and put on your thinking cap.
Great idea, Squidward.
He actually has one.
This one I'm gonna make it quick, but it's like hilarious. It takes place in the episode Fiasco, and I want you to pay close attention to Squidward's house, all right? You guys know this is how Squidward's house looks. Pay attention to this. Roll that footage.
Open up! Do you mind? Some of us have nothing to do tomorrow.
What?
Did you guys catch it? Did you guys see Squidward's house? Well, you probably didn't because that's the mistake. Real quick, as you guys know, this is Conch Street. This is where SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward all live, and it goes Patrick's house, Squidward's house, and SpongeBob's house. What lovely neighbors they are. Now, here's the issue. When we see Plankton walk to SpongeBob's house after Patrick's, we should be able to see Squidward's house, right? It's right in the middle, but it's just completely absent from the scene. They just didn't draw it. It should be right here, but it's not. And that, my friends, is a mistake. It ain't nearly as bad as this next episode, though. Next up, we have the episode Goons on the Moon, which is a banger, but you guys know what's coming. I gotta expose this mistake. Here's a hint. You want to pay attention to the doors of Sandy's tree dome, okay? Let's take a look at this.
We're going to the moon!
All right, hopefully you guys spotted the mistake, but this one is kind of a tricky one, so don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got you. After all, I have no life and spend every day looking for SpongeBob mistakes, so I mean, I definitely got you. But anyways, at the beginning of this episode, we can see that there is an airlock on Sandy's tree dome, and this is to make sure that air is locked in her tree dome, because as you guys know, Sandy's a squirrel, so she can't just breathe water like fish. She needs her tree dome, which has air in it. Yada, 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 da-da-da-da-da, you guys know. But yeah, we see this airlock right here. But here's the thing, we get a similar shot during the liftoff scene, where we can see the same spot, which should have the airlock, but look, the airlock is missing. So here's a side-by-side, the airlock was there, but then in this one shot, the airlock is just gone. Poof, it magically disappeared, and this is a mistake. And a bad one too, because without that airlock, guys, Sandy, rip, R.I.P. Next up, we have a good old classic. We have Sailor Mouth. This episode is literally all about swearing, where SpongeBob and Patrick use words like these.
Lovely day we're having. How right you are, Patrick.
These are swears in Bikini Bottom, and you guys should never repeat them. This episode is iconic, and I'm sure if you ask any SpongeBob fan, they'll tell you this is one of their like top 20, top 10 episodes. It's definitely one of mine, even though it has mistakes. Let's dive into one right now, guys. And here's a hint, pay close attention to Mama Krabs. I'm showing a PNG of her on screen. This is Mama Krabs. Pay attention to her.
Yeah! My foot!
Alrighty, so as you guys just seen, at the ending of the episode, we see Grandma Krabs making SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs paint her home. And eventually, she ends up stubbing her foot. Now, here's the mistake, guys. So we see that Betsy Krabs over here stubs this foot right here. I believe it's her right foot that she stubs, as you can see here, but remember, it's this foot. This is the foot that she hits, and it hurts. But the problem is, like, when she goes to lift up her foot and hold the foot that was hurt, she grabs grabs her other leg. So this is the leg that she hits. But then when she like grabs her hurt leg to like kiss it better and like soothe it, she grabs the wrong leg. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? This is the leg you hurt. Why are you lifting up this leg? Like, what? This same thing also happens with Mr. Krabs. Take a look at this real quick.
You're gonna give the Krusty Krab a fresh coat of paint from top to bottom. Wow! My foot! What?
Yeah, as you can see, when Mr. Krabs is coming out with the paint, he stubs his right foot, but for some reason, this dude holds his left foot, the one that is not injured. Very, very funny, guys. This next episode is another obscure one. I'm like 90% sure a lot of you have never watched this episode, and you're not missing much. It's not the best episode. Honestly, it's called Call the Cops, and we got 2 mistakes. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and explain it. I know you guys can do it. You guys don't even need me to find mistakes. You guys can do it on your own. Roll that footage.
Stop, thief! He's over there! Stop him!
All right, hopefully you guys caught it, but if not, Cartoon Corey's got you. So at the beginning of the episode, when Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob are chasing Plankton, we can see that these customers, all of these customers are eating their Krabby Patties. Look at this dude. We can literally see him eating the patty, but the problem is despite how long this scene is, none of the patties end up having bites out of them. So the customers are just eating the Krabby Patties infinitely. They're just eating them constantly and they're not getting any bites out of them. A very, very strange mistake. And here's mistake number 2 from Call the Cops.
I don't have a license.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
How did you know that?
That's classified.
This one is much worse. So throughout SpongeBob, a very common thing are bubble animations. And don't worry guys, this isn't a rough draft Korea bubble transition error. I know you guys probably know what I mean when I say that. This is a completely different type of error, but here are some examples of bubble transitions in SpongeBob, all right? You can see one here. Here's another one. They're a staple of the show. Well, in Call the Cops, when SpongeBob takes Helen the Felon to jail, as this bubble transition starts, we can actually see that they both just suddenly disappear out of frame as the bubble transition is happening. We kind of have to slow things down, but yeah, they just disappear, guys. You know it's also gonna disappear though? Some of these Nickelodeon animators when I expose this next episode's mistakes.
It's an emergency! My son! He's...
Mom, I'm just doing the crap.
We're gonna be dancing in this next episode, guys, because we're talking about slimy dancing. And I've covered this episode many times before, but I actually found a new mistake that is like hilarious, okay? This mistake is really funny. You need to hear this clip though for it to make sense. Roll the footage.
The rulebook clearly states a single dancer must perform without any further assistance from a partner.
All right, so let me explain, guys. So in this episode, there's a big dance competition that Squidward wants to enter in and win. SpongeBob and Patrick also enter the competition. Now here's the thing. The rules of this competition state that a single dancer cannot be assisted by a partner. So this means that if you're going to enter the contest, you can only dance by yourself. You can't get help from anybody else, and you can't dance with another person. It's a solo act. But here's the problem, right? In this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick both audition together as a team, despite the rules, and they even make it to the finals of the competition, when again, the rules state that you cannot do it as a team or a pair. You must do it by yourself. So that right there is a mistake. And also, this seahorse character right here should have also been kicked out of the competition because it's a 2-person costume. As you can see, there's 2 people in the costume, which again, you cannot be assisted by a partner. As you guys literally heard in those clips, so I'm rambling a bit, but this is a really funny mistake if you think about it. Here's one more from Slimy Dancing though.
By unanimous decision, we have a winner.
Mine!
I'll make this one quick because it's very, very straightforward. But when Squidward uses his arms to collect the trophy, look, SpongeBob's teeth turn yellow, which I don't even need to tell you guys is a mistake. As you can see here, his teeth are normally white. So yeah, still lots of mistakes to come though, guys. Do not click off yet. Things are going to get spicy. Up next, we have I Heart Dancing, another dancing themed SpongeBob episode. How fitting. This time though, instead of SpongeBob potentially sabotaging Squidward's like audition at the dance competition, this one's all about Squidward trying to sabotage SpongeBob. It's actually pretty funny. Here are some funny clips, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes. They're really bad.
Oh, I love this song.
That is the stupidest dance move I've ever seen.
Who put you on the planet?
Okay, it's mistake time. Here's the first mistake.
We are gonna keep working on your routine until you get it right. And I don't care how long it takes. Now watch
All right, so soon after SpongeBob's cane dance here, if we watch very closely and we pause at the right frame, wait for it, boom, the animators just completely forgot to color in Squidward's nose, leaving it just like transparent. It's only for a frame, but his nose just has no color. Like, look at how weird that looks, dude. Like, Squidward, go get a nose, man. All right, this episode's about dancing, guys, so let's dance on to mistake number 2 from I Heart Dancing. Roll the footage, please.
Plug up music, friend. In my mind, I love this song.
This one is admittedly potentially some cartoon logic, but it's still kind of weird, and the way it's kind of like presented is kind of lazy. Now, in the clips you guys just saw, SpongeBob is seen wearing his Krusty Krab employee hat. But then we get this gag where he pulls his brain literally out of his head. And when he does this, we don't see the hat fly off or anything, but he's just not wearing the hat anymore. All right, the hat is off of his head. The issue though is like literally a second later when SpongeBob begins dancing, despite the hat missing in the last shot, it now reappears as he's dancing, making for just a messy scene. Like, it's there, then it's not there, and then it's back again. Talk about a continuity error. And guys, do you know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day. Where you guys know is poppin', we're gonna take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in a random cartoon suggested by you guys. And then of course, we're gonna go back to SpongeBob. I'm not done with SpongeBob yet, so if that's all you want, hold up, because I still got some crazy mistakes coming up for SpongeBob. But we're gonna talk about Phineas and Ferb, more specifically the episode Bowl-O-Rama Drama. Really good episode, and here is a hint, guys. I want you to pay close attention to Jeremy. Here's a PNG. This is the character Jeremy. Pay close attention to him.
You were right about Phineas and Ferb this whole time.
Candace, that is so cool how you busted your brothers like that. Will you marry me?
All right, like I said, if you pay close attention to Jeremy, you guys probably caught it. But if you look closely at our boy Jeremy here during Candace's fantasy about having busted Phineas and Ferb, the animators just forgot to give him legs entirely. He just has no legs. Like, I'm zooming in here, dude, and this is like really bad. It is just a fantasy shot. Like, this is just like Candace fantasizing, but he should still have legs. And here's another mistake from this same episode. All right, so this dude right here is Perry the Platypus, and he's like to Bikini Bottom.
You can talk. I'm gonna name you Barky.
Let go already. You're wrinkling my leaves, you filter-feeding freak.
Let's head over to season 13 for a moment. Since the season ended, I haven't really talked about it all that much. We have the episode Arbor Day Disarray, and this first mistake is definitely going to crack you up a little bit. Pay attention to what's inside Patrick's house in both of these shots.
Television.
We now return to...
All right, so listen closely, okay? When Patrick opens his rock the first time, all right, he has a green chair and gray TV set, all right? That's like a real green chair. It's not made out of sand, and that's like a legitimate TV not made out of sand. It's gray, and then the couch is green. But once the dude actually enters his rock house, look, they're now both completely made out of sand. This happens in a matter of seconds too, dude. Like, look, here's a side-by-side. First it's green, the chair, and now it's just a chair made out of sand. Like, what happened here? It's actually a pretty bad mistake if you think about it, and here's another one from Arbor Day Disarray.
Hey, Squidward!
Your barber called. He said he's sorry. Philistine!
I'm gonna make this one quick because I've already done a similar mistake like this today, but as you guys know, it goes Patrick's house, Squidward's house, and SpongeBob's house. This is Conch Street. But in this shot, when Squidward kicks his tree out of his house, Patrick's house should be right here, but it just doesn't appear at all. And it's especially bad because in the shot before this, it's there, and it's a very similar shot, so we can see it here. But then when the tree's being kicked out of his house, it's just not there at all. We should at least be able to see like the side of it from this angle. So this was another lazy shot right here, and I have one more from this episode, guys, and stay tuned because random mistake of the day is coming up soon.
To grow a happy, well-rounded tree, you need to talk to him.
Hi, I'm SpongeBob.
Ooh,
nice to hello.
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode is pretty bad, especially for season 13. You'd think like this wouldn't be happening like in 2023, and it's still happening in 2024 in season 14. But anyways, as you guys know, this right here is Squidward, like obviously, and he always has these wrinkles on his forehead. It's actually a signature part of his look. You go to his first ever appearance, he has wrinkles. You look at like any shot of him, he always has forehead wrinkles. But here's the thing, all right? When the episode cuts to this like a far shot of all characters talking to their new trees, Squidward is missing his forehead wrinkles the entire time. And look, this isn't a situation where he maybe made like a facial expression or something that would make them go away. He's just idle the whole time and they should be there. Not a big deal, but it's still a mistake, and let's keep it rolling.
Might as well tell us what was so very important.
I was just saying that these lines you drew remind me of a railroad track.
All right, this is definitely a really, really bad one, which is why we're talking about it now. It's in the episode Professor Squidward, okay? And here's a hint, it has to do with this character, Incidental F9. Pay attention to both these clips I'm gonna play, and yeah, let's see if you guys can spot it. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and like spoil it.
Isn't it grand?
What is?
He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
All right, I've had enough.
Did you guys catch it? Like I said, it has to do with Incidental F9 here, as throughout a majority of the scenes you guys just seen, Incidental F9 is wearing a dress. It's hard to see in some angles, but as you can see, they are wearing a dress. Here's the issue though, once Fred says, "Isn't it grand?" we actually get a shot of Incidental F9 not wearing the dress. Like the dress is just missing. If you look closely, you can see that she's low-key just not wearing anything. You can't see anything inappropriate, don't worry parents, but she has nothing on, which just, yeah, is totally a mistake. I don't think that was intentional, guys. I highly doubt they just didn't draw her dress in this one shot on purpose. Next up, we have a very underrated episode of SpongeBob called Pineapple Invasion. Like, be real, comment if you've seen this episode before. It's pretty obscure. Of course, though, it has mistakes, 2 really bad ones, so here's the first one.
I'll never breathe again!
All right, so take a look at the inside of the Krusty Krab. A lot of you guys already know this, but there's always on the inside the galley grub menu where it has like the items you can order at the Krusty Krab and the order here sign, this green sign right here. Well, in Pineapple Invasion, when this stinky skunk right here just stinks out the place and everybody runs out of it, if we look closely in some shots, the galley grub and order here signs are completely missing. They should be right here, but the animators just didn't draw them for some reason. Kind of lazy. Plus, especially it's really bad when in other parts of the episode we can see the galley grub menu right here and the order here sign right here. So why is it missing in this shot? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they made a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode. All right, this one is really, really easy to miss. Like, I'm a total nerd for catching it. I say it all the time, but I'm a major nerd for catching this one. But when SpongeBob, like, escapes the Krusty Krab at nighttime with the Krabby Patty secret formula, and he's just about to run off screen, if we pause at the right frame right here, yeah, look, one of SpongeBob's bottom, like, pant legs is transparent. It should be brown, like the rest of his pants, but you can see that they didn't color it in, and then you can see the wood from the Krusty Krab, like, filling it in there, so totally a mistake here. I'm circling it, you can see it right here. That's 2 right there, guys, and let's head over to another episode with even more mistakes.
SpongeBob?
You? Did you say SpongeBob? You're on the VIP list.
This next one can be found in the episode Best Day Ever. And here's a hint, this right here is the Krusty Krab sign. Remember this, roll the footage, and let's see if you guys can spot it. Yeah, so as you guys just seen, the Krusty Krab sign seems to disappear when SpongeBob arrives to it. It should be here, but it's missing. Like if we go look at any shot of the Krusty Krab, there is always this iconic clam sign right here. But when SpongeBob arrives in this episode, it's missing. And how we know this is a mistake for sure is like when he walks to it, the sign now magically appears right here. Here's a side-by-side, it wasn't there before. And yeah, mistake. And don't click off yet, guys, because it's just gonna get crazier from here. Next up, I've got a season 11 episode for you guys. It's called The String. And this one's like pretty straightforward. It's all about SpongeBob pulling a loose string from Squidward's shirt that never seems to end. I'm gonna play some funny clips from this episode again, and then we'll get right into the mistake. So hold up.
Nobody look down!
My life! My Seat yourself, sir. Be with you in a minute.
Yeah, who knew they could make an entire episode's plot about a string? But it's actually a pretty good episode. Of course, though, even an episode like this has mistakes. So, roll the footage, here's the mistake. This is another one that's very easy to miss if you're not paying close attention, but as you guys know, Sandy Cheeks over here has a tail. She's a squirrel and she has a big tail, this right here. Well, when SpongeBob unravels Sandy's tail, like you guys just saw in those clips, it just magically reappears again as she's swimming up for air. Like we literally see Sandy's tail get unraveled and like disappear, but I guess the animators forgot because then once she's swimming up for air, her tail is now just suddenly back despite it literally just being taken away. I don't know. Definitely a little bit of cartoon logic, but at the same time, this one's kind of like silly. It's a mistake.
My Krusty Krab meal was delicious. I cannot recommend it enough. I was just gonna loiter, but now I think I'll get a Krabby Patty.
What if I told you there's an entire episode of SpongeBob that's about a bulletin board where everybody just makes fun of each other? Yeah, well, it exists. It's the episode literally titled Bulletin Board, and a lot of drama happens in this episode, dude. But I mean, you're not really here for that. You're here for mistakes, and there's two spicy mistakes in this episode. Here's a hint. I'm showing a picture of the character on screen. This is Incidental 40. Remember how they look because you want to look out for them in these clips. That way you can spot the mistake. I know you guys can do it. Roll that footage.
This bulletin board has become a bullying board.
Okay, that's it.
Did you guys catch it? Okay, so when Mr. Krabs says, okay, that's it, as SpongeBob is giving his little speech, we can see him walk through these incidentals right here like they're almost a door. And if you were paying attention to the hint I gave you, look, Incidental 40 is just drawn with no arms. We actually get two shots of this. We can see him right here with no arms before Mr. Krabs walks through them, and then even after he walks through them and they go back, look, this dude still has no arms. Where are his arms? I think arms are kind of important. Imagine if you just didn't have arms. Yeah, Nickelodeon, you did Incidental 40 dirty in this one scene, man. Like, come on. Anyways, though, here's mistake number 2 from Bulletin Board.
Close your mouth when you eat.
All right, so as you guys just seen, Bubble Bass gets absolutely roasted because he doesn't close his mouth when he eats. And when he reads this, if you look closely, the rims on his glasses, which are normally black, all right? Like, look at these random other shots. If we even go back to Pickles, his debuted episode, his glasses, right? The rims and frames of them are black. But in that one scene I was just mentioning from Bulletin Board, when he reads the note, look, it randomly turns green. I'm showing a side-by-side. And just, yeah, it makes no sense that his glasses would randomly change to green. This was 100% a mistake by the animators and kind of a funny one. And that's not even it for funny mistakes, because just wait until you see this next one.
If you're gonna work here, you'll need an official Krusty Krab hat. Say, that's a pretty neat trick.
Next up, we have the hilariously titled episode Planet of the Jellyfish, which is a play on of like Planet of the Apes. The plot of this episode is also like really cool, just saying. It's all about an evil jellyfish kidnapping Bikini Bottomites and cloning them. Like seriously, give this episode a watch when you get a chance, but after this, of course. Don't click off the video. And here's the first one.
Whoa, look at all the customers.
One Krabby Patty.
All right, so really quickly, this right here is incidental 27. I'm showing a PNG of them. Remember how they look. More specifically, this fin right here, this tail fin. As in Planet of the Jellyfish, when SpongeBob first enters the Krusty Krab, we can see incidental 27 over here, but something is missing. Yeah, his tail fin was just not drawn. And what makes this really funny is the tail fin isn't there in this shot, but later when he's seen growling at SpongeBob, look, his tail fin is now suddenly there. Here's a side-by-side, it was not there at first, and it just makes for somewhat of a funny mistake. They just forgot to draw it. Poor fish.
Your order is served, sir.
I'm sorry. I did not order a side of lips with my patty.
Oh dear.
This next episode of SpongeBob is a good example of why you should always listen to adults and people that know what they're talking about. The episode is Face Freeze, and it's all about SpongeBob and Patrick making faces just like these. Roll the clip.
Check this one out.
What do you think of this?
Seems fun, right? Just making a bunch of funny faces until their faces get frozen. Take a look at this.
You did hold that face all night.
Actually, I can't move my face at all.
Patrick, we have the face freeze.
Poor SpongeBob and Patrick, but to be honest, we should be saying poor SpongeBob animators because I got mistakes to expose from this episode. Take a look at this. And here's a hint. I want you to pay attention to where Squidward would normally work inside the Krusty Krab, okay? Roll that footage.
Oh, hey, how about this?
It's awesome!
This is another one that's very easy to miss unless you're like paying close attention. When the camera pans to Mr. Krabs' office, you'll notice that not only is the Krusty Krab cash register missing, this is normally where it is right here. Here's a shot from another episode. Yeah, the cash register is missing as you can see, but also the order window is missing. This one's really bad. This is the window where SpongeBob always pops out and annoys Squidward. They just didn't draw it. Like, I don't know how they forgot to draw this in the Krusty Krab. It's kind of important. Mistakes happen though, and here's another one.
Onion juice! Ah!
Come on, SpongeBob, chop chop!
Okay.
This one we're definitely gonna have to slow down a little bit so people catch it, but when Squidward ducks behind the wall in the clips you guys just seen, after he says chop chop, we can actually see that he clips through the wall, meaning that he like goes through the wall, which as you guys know, you can't just walk through walls. He doesn't have like invisible powers. If you were to go and walk into a wall, you would smack into it. Your arm wouldn't go through it. So yeah, this is totally a mistake. I'm playing it in slow motion again, and yeah, you can see he's clipping through that wall. That's not supposed to happen.
You're way too old to stop me.
What was that, Sonny?
It'll take more time to explain than you have left.
What?
I'm gonna make this one another quick one. The episode is Goo Goo Gas, and this one's all about one of Plankton's nastiest schemes yet, where he finds a way to turn everybody in Bikini Bottom into babies. Like, look at baby SpongeBob, dude. He's so cute. As a matter of fact, here's a quick highlight of all the different baby characters in this episode, or all the baby versions of characters, and then we'll get into the mistake.
Turn into babies? Ahem.
Aw, they're so cute, but what's not cute are the mistakes in this episode, guys. I hate to switch it up, but let's get to the mistakes. Here's the first one.
Victory is mine! It was almost too easy.
All right, so as you guys just seen in those clips, Plankton is seen running out of the Krusty Krab with a Krabby Patty. And if we look at this Krabby Patty, it's just a regular Krabby Patty. It isn't a cheeseburger, it's a regular burger. No cheese is on that burger. Getting kind of hungry now. Now I kind of want a burger. Actually, really quickly, guys, I'm gonna order a burger on Uber Eats real quick. 1 second. Okay, perfect. My food's on the way, guys. But as you've seen, the Krabby Patty has no cheese on it when he's running out of the Krusty Krab. But here's the problem, dude. When we see him actually leave the Krusty Krab, there is cheese on the patty. So we can see there's cheese on it, but then there's no cheese on it. Here's a side-by-side, and you can tell at first the animators drew it with cheese, but then in this shot, they were too lazy to put the cheese slice on the burger. Poor Plankton, he got gypped. All right, here's mistake number 2 from Goo Goo Gas.
No! I demand you geezers release me! I want candy! No!
This one's pretty straightforward and kind of funny. So as you guys know, Bikini Bottom is in the ocean, all right? So there isn't like a ceiling. They're not in a building. The sky just keeps on going up. If they keep on going up, they go out of water and then they're at Bikini Atoll, as you can see here. And then they could just keep on going in the sky to space, as you can see in this shot from Goons on the Moon. Well, in Goo Goo Gas, there's a moment where Plankton gets caught, all right? And he's put in a net. And as we can see, he's hanging in this net right here. But here's the problem, guys. They're underwater and they're not in a building. So what is this hanging from? Is it just floating in the air? Like, think about it. This thing right here would need to be tied to something. And based on what we've seen in this episode, it looks like it's literally just floating in the ocean from like hanging from the top of the ocean. I don't know, but this was a mistake. The animators definitely didn't think about this part very clearly. So yeah, I know I always say it though. Don't click off this video yet though, guys, because it's time for We're back to SpongeBob, and the episode is Sing a Song of Patrick. This is another very obscure episode, where Patrick writes a song and submits it to a record label. It's actually like an interesting plot. Here are some funny clips of what happens in the episode, and then we'll get into the mistake.
A poem by Patrick Starr. Roses are blue, violets are red. I have to go to the bathroom.
Alright, it's mistake time, and here's a hint. All the mistakes in this episode focus around our boy Fred. The dude who's always like, my leg! That guy right there. Dude needs to be careful with his leg. Like, there's just always something happening. But yeah, 2 mistakes revolving around him. Pay close attention and roll that footage, baby.
Let's get him, boys!
And that was my new song.
You know, it's not that bad.
Yeah. At least. Okay, so this one's a weird continuity error. So we get 2 shots of Fred in the clips you guys just seen. And at first, he's wearing brown pants, as you can see right here, all right? Our boy's just shirtless with these brown pants with his belt, okay? However, though, if we take a look at this other shot of him from the same scene, the animators forgot about the brown pants and just randomly give him blue pants. They even change his belt a little bit. Like, what? Here's a side-by-side? And I highly doubt while the dude was in the middle of being in a mob while holding a torch, decided to randomly change his pants. And look, I'm just saying, guys, I know incidental characters get duplicated all the time, but Fred is like a full-on character now. He had an entire episode about him called My Leg. So there only is one Fred, and I doubt he changed his pants, so this is a mistake. And here's one more. This is an audio error though, okay? Here's a hint. This is incidental 27 right here, and I want you to pay attention to them. They shouldn't be speaking, but you guys pay attention to them and you'll see the mistake. Roll the footage.
And club? Yahoo! Oh, we should sing him a song.
Who's responsible for that song on the radio?
Why, he's right here.
Alrighty, like I said, this is an audio error. So, when Fred says, who's responsible for that song on the radio, just as he begins to say it and says, who's re, if we look over to Incidental 27 over here, his lips sync to what Fred is saying, despite the fact that Incidental 27 isn't saying anything here. They're not speaking at all. So you can see that they were supposed to animate Fred to say this line, but the animators messed up and also animated Incidental 27 to say this line as well, when they don't actually say the line. Hopefully you guys get it, but it's a pretty bad mistake. I mean, come on. And guys, if you want even worse mistakes than this, click this video right here. If you do, I'll give you 1,000 Krabby Patties right now. I'll come to your house and I'll deliver them to you. Also, please hit that subscribe button. It helps a ton. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.